What's up, Dave? Dave, welcome, welcome. Just getting the streams going here. Okay, just checking out the live streams, making sure we're good. There we go. Excellent. What's up, everybody? I think we're live here. Just checking the comments. Oh, I just hit the comments. Bear with me. There we go. All right, cool. Welcome to the live stream, everybody. Looks like we're live on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. Let me know in the chat if you're watching. Say hi, hit that thumbs up. Give us a like, give us some reactions. Let's get some more people in here. Let me know how I sound, if I'm sounding okay. We're going to get started in about 3 minutes here. Lots of good scam awareness info and tips coming up on this live stream. Let me know how the quality is. We're doing a couple things different this time, so we'll see how the live stream is hold up. Hey, Katie, welcome. Good to see you. Cool. I'm glad you saw the red flags video. It took me a couple more days to get it uploaded, but I got it up there. Did you get the email reminder this week? I checked and you're on the list, so you should have got about an hour ago. You should have got an email reminding you about the live stream. Maybe check your junk folder if you didn't see it. And everybody else that's joined, say hi in the chat. Let me know you're watching. Make sure to give us a like, a thumbs up. We'll be streaming for at least 3 hours tonight, so plenty of time to share this stream with a friend and spread the word. I'm mainly monitoring the YouTube chats. I'll be going back and forth a little bit to check on Facebook and Instagram, see what's going on over there. But the main streams I'll be chatting on over here is the YouTube, so get started in about a minute or so. Cool. So I guess it worked then, Kay. You got the email? Good. Let me get started about 1 minute here. I'm not really paying attention to the view count here, so if you're watching, let me know in the chat so I know you're here. We're on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. I'm mainly replying to YouTube, but I'll be checking back and forth with Instagram and Facebook. It just might take me a little longer to reply. We got lots of good scam awareness info coming up for you this evening. I'm going to start in a minute or so here. Now's the time if you want to invite some people in, share the feed, share the stream, hit that thumbs up, give us a like. Make sure to subscribe and follow if you haven't yet. All right, 5:50. Let's get it going. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the live stream. I'm Jared with Scamware 101. And our mission over here at Scamware 101 is to spread awareness about scams that target individuals. Individuals like you, me, your friends, your family. Really, we're all being targeted by these scams every day from all directions. Emails, text messages, phone calls. They're nonstop, right? So it's super important to be aware so you can spot these scams and not become a victim. But you know what? Nowadays, these scammers, they're clever. They're always ahead of the game. They're always using new tricks, new technology, and they're always coming up with ways to fool innocent folks like you and me, right? So being aware of these tricks, being aware of these scams, and being aware of what's trending as far as scams go, because we are at scam season, and we're going to be seeing an increase of some scams that we're going to be talking about this evening as well. But look, we go over 20 different common scams on this live stream. So lots of good stuff coming up. Where else could you get information on 20 different common scams? We're going to show you some bunch of examples. We're going to show you text message examples, email examples. We're going to even play some phone call examples. All right, so lots of good stuff coming up. We're going to go over some red flags to help you identify a scam, this way you can recognize them and stop them before they start. All right, and look, being able to stop these scams before you lose money to them, that's key, because sadly, most of these victims, they don't recover the funds. Most of the victims, they don't recover the funds. Right, so we hear these horror stories. People lose their life savings, their retirement savings, everything they got, because these scammers want to take it all. All right, so awareness is key, and that's what we try to do over here. We try to spread awareness, and one of the ways we do that is this weekly live stream. So every week, every Thursday, 5:45 p.m. Eastern time, we do this weekly live stream, and that's where we go over all these common scams and these red flags. We share examples with you. We try to get the word out. Right, just trying to put something good out there and get the word out. So lots of good stuff coming up. If it's your first time here on the stream, welcome. It's awesome to see some familiar faces. Dave, awesome to see you. Katie, #1 member, our only member so far. So always appreciate you, Katie. And anybody else that's in the chat that's not talking yet. All right. So you can join our free mailing list if you haven't yet. It's on scamaware101.com, and you hit join mailing list. It's the best way to keep up to date with what's going on. We'll send you reminders about our live streams when we post new content, things like that. It's around our website, scamaware101.com, and join mailing list. You can follow us on all your favorite social media platforms: YouTube, Blue Sky, X, Facebook, Threads, Instagram. So hop on over there, hit that like button, go find us on Scamaware101. And if you want to help out by throwing us a couple bucks, we'll take it. You can donate directly at scamaware101.com/donate. We have a link on our site here at the bottom, donate or support. And we also have thanks and super thanks and memberships enabled over on YouTube as well, so you can help us out that way. If you sign up for a membership or want to hit that thanks button, throw us a couple bucks. We always appreciate it. Don't feel obligated. I know everybody's strapped for cash. The holidays are here, so don't feel obligated. I'm happy with just a like, a follow, and a subscribe. All right, just help us spread the word and get something good out there. Oh, and also one last thing before we dive into these scam examples, we have merch. There's a Scamaware 101 travel mug here. And we have coffee mugs and mouse pads and water bottles and stickers available on our merch store. You can find that on our YouTube channel. And we also have the link here at the bottom of our site, gift shop and merch. So those are all some ways you can help support our mission over here and get the good word out about these scams, all right? There's our merch shop here. Make great gifts for the holidays, especially for that friend or family member that keeps on getting scammed. Anyway, enough of my talking. You guys aren't here to hear me ramble on and on. So what we're really here for is learn about scams, right? What scams are circulating, what to watch out for, what tricks they're using, how to identify them. So we're going to dive right into it right now. The first scam we're going to talk about this evening, Social Security impersonation scams. All right, and these Social Security impersonation scams, this is another example of these types of scams where the scammer will reach out to you over the phone, or he'll send you an email, or you might get a text message. They use many different ways to try and reach new victims while they're impersonating Social Security, right? And sometimes they'll give you a call, they'll impersonate Social Security, and they'll claim there's a problem with your account. There's a problem with your number or your benefits, or maybe a payment or a deposit that was supposed to happen, right? And they tell you something's wrong, and they use that false narrative to extract your personal information, right? Get your Social Security number for you. They'll ask you to confirm your bank account. They'll try to get your banking details, right? All under the guise that they are Social Security and trying to help you, right? But it's a scam. You can't fall for that. And also, the email scams too. Not only are they reaching to you on the phone, but they'll send you emails saying that there's a statement for your account or there's an update for your account and trying to get you to click a malicious link. All right, so that's a very common tactic these scammers use. They send out malicious links in email, and they try to impersonate somebody else. They claim to be your bank. They claim to be Social Security. All right, so we know that these types of scams are circulating right now as far as Social Security impersonation goes. We know people are receiving phone calls from scammers impersonating Social Security, and we know people are receiving emails from scammers impersonating Social Security. And we actually have an example of one of those emails that we're going to share with you right now, our first scam example of the evening. I'm actually going to show you two views of this email. Right, the first view is how it might look on your phone if you receive it. Now, unfortunately, when you get an email on your phone, it's a little trickier to tell that it's a scam. It's easier and more convenient when it's on a computer. You see more details, but on a phone, some of the information gets hidden a little bit. So this is an example of a Social Security impersonation scam. Right, and you can see you can't see the email address unless you click on it. So all you can see is says Department of, which is pretty misleading. And then it looks like there's a link to SSA.gov. And the email says, get your new information now. To see your statement, please download the file from this link. And it looks like there's a link to SSA.gov. We hope you find your new statement useful and informative. Thank you for using the Social Security Administration's services. All right. Well, this is a scam. If you click that link, it's going to download malware on your device. It's going to infect your PC. Nothing good is going to happen if you click on that link. All right. So what we can do is when we check it on a computer, things become a little bit more clear. All right. So first of all, you could tell right off the bat, wait a minute, this isn't from SSA.gov. This is from no reply at safaricom.co.ke, right? That's some strange sounding email address. It doesn't end in .com or anything, typical. All right. So those are all red flags when you get an email like that comes from some strange domain name they never heard of. Right. And then the other thing is you hover over this link here and you can see where it actually points to. And it turns out, even though the link says SSA.gov, it does not point there. You can see it actually points to a completely different website of random numbers and letters here, which if you end up clicking that link, you'll be taken to the fake website that's probably going to install malware on your device. All right. So this is an example of an email scam. This one's impersonating Social Security, but they impersonate all different agencies, businesses, organizations, and they'll use the same tactic, right? They'll get an email. They'll say, hey, here's a statement for your phone service, or hey, here's a statement for your doctor's visit. Click this link. But it's a scam. So watch out for this type of scam, these fake email links that tell you there's a statement to download or an update to your account, right? Especially when they're impersonating Social Security. And you always have to hang up, right? If somebody's calling you from Social Security, look, typically they're not going to call you over the phone, right? But if you're concerned it's legit, you still have to hang up. You have to hang up and then reach out directly, right? Reach out directly to Social Security. In this age we live in, you just can't trust someone with the first communication that you've never spoken with before. You can't just trust the initial phone call that comes in. You have to hang up and have to verify through official channels, right? So anyway, that's our first scam of the evening that we're talking about, Social Security impersonation scams. And watch out for them. These always pick up, especially towards the end of the year, beginning of the year, when changes are happening with Social Security. All right, so they're a common scam right now. Watch out for them. And if you're joining us a little late, no worries. We have plenty to go here. We're going to be streaming for about 3 hours this evening. Tons of information to go over with you. Tons of scams to discuss. Let me know you're watching. Hit that thumbs up. Give me a reaction. Say hi in the chat. If you're watching, let me know you're here. Check on Instagram and Facebook. Nobody's really chatting over on there. I don't see. All right. Well, if that picks up, that's all good. We're here. We're gonna keep on going. This next scam we're gonna talk about, sticking with the government impersonation theme here. IRS impersonation scams. When fraudsters impersonate tax authorities, claiming the victim owes taxes and must pay immediately to avoid penalties or arrest. They often demand payment via untraceable methods. And there's another one of those scams where they're targeting you over the phone, they're targeting you with text messages, they're targeting you with emails, right? They're trying all different ways to reach new victims. So you always have to have your guard up. Right? And the example we're going to share with you today about these IRS impersonation scams, this example was actually provided this year to us by the IRS, to us meaning the public. All right, they warned us earlier during tax season, do not trust this text message if you receive it. And basically this text message, it says, Internal Revenue Service, you are eligible to receive a $1,400 economic impact payment. Please provide your accurate personal information. We will deposit the amount into your bank account or mail a paper check within 1 to 2 business days. And that has a link to click. And they even make the link look like it points to IRS, but it doesn't. Right, you can see it includes irs.gov in the name, but it really points to subsidy-ion.com. Right, so this is an example of a scam text message that's circulating this year, impersonating the IRS. Never underestimate who a scammer will impersonate. All right, and hopefully by the end of this live stream tonight, we're going to go over so many different impersonation scams. I hope that's one of the points that we get across here. You never want to underestimate who a scammer is going to impersonate. You get a call, somebody's claiming to be the bank. Don't think, oh, a scammer wouldn't impersonate the bank. Or they're calling up and they're impersonating a relative, right? Don't think a scammer wouldn't impersonate a relative. And we have an example of that coming up for you too. But anyway, back to these IRS impersonation scams here. So this text message, how it works is they try to convince the victim that they're eligible to receive a $1,400 payment, but they have to update their banking details. They click the link, and the details they provide get stolen by the scammer. The IRS specifically told us about this scam and made it clear that they would never send a text message like this. All right, there's no $1,400 economic impact payment. If there was, they wouldn't notify us by text message. Right? So if you get these text messages claiming to be from the IRS, don't trust it. It's a scam. And just to piggyback off that, here's another example. And this one was provided October 22nd. Right? So this one was just 2 months old. Not even. All right. And it was Colorado Department of Revenue. Your refund request has been processed and approved. Please provide accurate payment information by October 22nd. We will deposit the funds into your bank account. All right. But this was a scam text. And we were warned about this one in October by the state of Colorado. And if this scam's circulating in Colorado, it's circulating everywhere else, right? If we see it in one state, we're going to see it in others. So don't trust any of these text messages you receive claiming to be the Department of Revenue or the IRS. All right, they're all clever tax and IRS impersonation scams. They're going to try to steal your personal details so they could use your identity, or they're going to try to access your bank accounts once you provide your details. They're up to no good. Right, so don't trust it. And that's the second scam of the evening. We're going to keep on going here. Welcome to the live stream, Johnny. I see you over there. Thank you for the 800 joules. Was you sent the oh dear for 800 joules. Interesting. Cool. Very cool. We got Dave and Katie over in the other chat room too, John, if you want to hop over there. But make sure to hit that thumbs up and give me some reactions first. See if we get some more people in here. Next scam we're going to talk about, since we're talking about IRS and tax impersonation, talk about tax forgiveness scams. And we always see these scams start popping up around the same time as the IRS and tax impersonation scams. And basically what this is these scammers, what they do is, usually it's a robocall, and I'm going to play you a couple of those robocalls shortly. But these scammers reach out to you. They call you on the phone. You hear a recording saying that you owe back taxes, but you're eligible to get tax forgiveness. They try to get you to call them back. But it's all a scam. The scammer's going to try to steal your personal details. Same idea as your IRS scams. So they'll try to steal your identity or get your banking details and clear out your funds. All right. So let me play some phone calls for you of this. I got two examples I'm going to share with you of these calls, these tax forgiveness scam calls. Here's the first one.
Hi, this is Lindsay Carter from the Activation Department. Give me a call back at 833-850-2527. Our records indicate you have some back taxes owed. You're now eligible to apply for them to be forgiven with the Zero Tax Balance Program. Any back owed taxes can be enrolled to be forgiven through this program. But we do need to sign up this week. Just give me a call so we can start the process. It's really quick, and I'll keep your file open here. So my number is 833-850-2527. If you've already resolved this, call back and press 2 to be removed. Can't wait to speak with you. 2.
So that's one phone call example of a tax forgiveness scam. Again, if you call back that number, they're going to try to steal your personal details. And I have another example I'm going to play for you here. And this one's funny. So this one, they try to impersonate that like there's somebody really on the other end talking to you. So the call I'm going to play you right now is, you'll hear them ask questions, but it's a recording, right? But the recording's designed where after it asks a question, there's a pause because it wants you to think that someone's actually on the other end listening. but it's all a clever trick using a recording. So I'm going to play this one for you. And when I play it and you don't hear any answers, you're hearing correctly. I didn't answer the questions, right? I just sat there silent, and the recording kept going, acting like it was listening to me and asking the next question. So anyway, let me play this example for you. It's another tax forgiveness scam phone call that's been circulating. Hello?
Hello. I can hear you now. My name is Anthony. I'm actually one of the assistants to the director for the National Tax Relief Program. How you doing? Great. So listen, I've personally been tasked with reaching out to make sure you received information about a brand new federally approved program designed to help people who may be dealing with tax debt. It's called the Tax Dismissal Program. It's something that's helped thousands of people reduce or sometimes even completely eliminate what they owe to the IRS. Can I ask you, do you currently owe any back taxes at the moment? Okay. Do you have any unfiled tax years or any unpaid back balances? Okay, great. Let me get you this updated information. You're just going to hear a brief recording. Okay, so this...
So that's another phone call example of a tax forgiveness scam. And you can see how that one, they ask questions, but then there's pauses. They really want you to think that there's somebody on the other end listening to you. All right? And that's a shady tactic that these scammers use. Even in the first example I played for you, where it was the female talking, she says, "I have your file on our desk. Looking forward for you to call me back," right? But no, it's a robocall. There's no file on any desk, right? You're going to reach a call center full of scammers, and they're going to try to steal your personal details and your banking details, right? So don't fall for these tax forgiveness scams. If you think you're entitled to any kind of tax forgiveness, reach out to a real accountant, right? Why not? No reason to trust these random calls that come in that use shady tactics, especially ones that open up with "you owe back taxes," right? That could be a scary thing that people hear. They're like, "Oh, shoot, I owe back taxes, what?" Right? So don't trust it. You get a phone call like that. Don't freak out either. That's what the scammers want. They want you to get scared. They want you to get afraid and to react without thinking. Right? And someone calls you up, says they're with the IRS, you owe back taxes. That could be a situation that gets you scared, right? Don't fall for it. How you all doing? Let me know you're watching. Say hi in the chat. Give me some reactions. I'm streaming live on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. I'm mainly monitoring the YouTube chats though, but I am popping back and forth between Instagram and Facebook to see anybody leaving comments. So let me know you're watching. Say hi. All right, this next scam we'll be talking about this evening. This one's a clever one. At least I thought it was pretty clever when I got this voicemail. I'll play the voicemail in a minute. But what this one is a fake promotion scam, right? And they try to get you to pay with the gift card. But it's not just like a new offer. What they do is they call you up and they'll impersonate a service provider, like your cable company, right, or your internet company, and they'll claim that your promotional discount is expiring and your bill's going to double. Right? Again, it could be a scary situation. My bill's going to double, right? And it'll say it's going to double today, right? So they want you to react quickly. And how the scam works is the idea is the victim says, "Oh no, my bill's going to double," but the scammer says, "But that's okay. We have another promotion going on with Target, for example, the retailer Target, right? We have a promotion going on with Target, and if you go to the store and purchase a $500 Target gift card, and you provide that to us, we'll give you the same discounted rate. It's a special that we have going on with Target, right? But it's all fake. They're trying to scare the victim into going to Target, purchasing a $500 gift card, and giving it to the scammer because the victim thinks they're talking to their internet provider, for example. Right? It's a clever little trick. And let me play an example of the voicemail that's currently circulating, and I received this one too. But there's an example of voicemail that's circulating. It impersonates Comcast, but that doesn't mean there's not versions that impersonate Verizon and all these other providers, right? If they impersonate one, they're impersonating the others. All right, but I'm going to play this voicemail. The scammers, they impersonate Comcast, and the idea is they're trying to scare you into calling them back, thinking you're calling Comcast. You're actually calling a scammer. All right, let's take a listen.
Hello. This voicemail is from Comcast Xfinity. Your current 50% discount on your monthly bill will expire by the end of the day. To maintain your reduced rate, call the number on your caller ID immediately. This is your final reminder to act. Call back now. Thank you.
Right? This could be a scary situation. This is your final reminder to act. Your promotion is expiring. Right? Call back now. Right? But if you call back, you connect to a scammer. Right? The scammer's going to impersonate Comcast. You got to tell you that they have a promotion going on with Target or Apple or some other gift card retailer. Right? Don't fall for it. Anytime you hear the word gift card, it's a red flag because scammers love those forms of payment. So it has to trigger a red flag in your head when you hear the word gift card. And we'll talk more about those red flags in a little bit later in the live stream because we covered it all tonight, people. We're going to be going for another couple more hours here. We're going to be going to at least 8:45. We usually go for 3 hours. We're barely in here. We're not even half an hour in yet. So we got tons of scams coming up, examples to share with you, red flags to share with you. We're going to check out the ARP scam tracking map and see what scams are circulating, trending, and being reported. All right, we're going to keep you all ahead of the game so you can stay one step ahead of these scammers and be prepared. All right, and that's the idea. So we try to do here at Scamware 101. So if that sounds good to you, hit that like button, hit that thumbs up, give us some reactions. Let's get some more people in here. Share this live stream if you're watching over on Facebook. Share it with a friend on your timeline. If you haven't joined our mailing list yet, check it out. Scamware101.com. Hit join mailing list, free to join. It's the best way to keep up to date with scam awareness tips and reminders when we're going live. So check it out, scamware101.com/join mailing list. We're on all your favorite social media platforms, YouTube, Blue Sky, X, Facebook, Threads, Instagram. We're most active on YouTube and Facebook, though, and Instagram. So if you have those, hop on over there, give us a like and a follow. Always appreciate it. We have all the links right here on our website, too. And while you're there, join the mailing list. We have memberships enabled and merch. Makes great gifts. So, next scam we're going to talk about here. Gift card received scam. This is the email version of the scam. This one's important to be aware of with the holidays, right? Lots of gift cards being sent and received this time of year. So this would count as a holiday scam to be aware of and alert for. It happens all year round, but it does pick up during the holidays, right? So these gift card received scams, basically the victim receives an email notification that they received a gift card. When the victim attempts to activate the gift card by clicking a link, malware is installed on their device or a fake website is opened to steal personal information. All right. We have an example here. Right? You might get an email that looks like this. This one impersonates Venmo. Your $50 gift card is here. So your company has given you an employee rewards card. Activate your card today. All right, but this is a scam. If you ever get an email notification like this telling you you've received a gift card, whether it says from your employee or a family member or a friend, before you trust any links and click on anything, reach out to whoever it's supposedly from and confirm it's legit, right? In this case, since it's an employee rewards card, you would reach out to your employer and say, hey, did you send me this? Right? If it said a family member or a friend, you would reach out to them directly first and say, hey, did you send me a gift card? Right? You're going to want to say thank you anyway. So there you go. Reach out and confirm it's real. Say thank you. It's two birds with one stone, right? But you don't want to trust links on emails like this. Anything claiming that you received a gift card or something free, be suspicious. So stay alert. Look out for these fake gift card scams circulating during the holidays. Always verify that they're legit and the person they're from actually sent them. This next scam we're going to talk about here is an investment scam email. This example is actually provided by Katie. I remember Katie over there. Appreciate you. I added this example to our permanent scam agenda list here. So you got to get a shout out every time I bring this one up if you're still in the chat. So yeah, let's take a look at this investment scam email. And again, this one was provided by Katie here. All right, and it's first of all, it comes from an Outlook.com email, which is red flag too, right? This is supposed to be some big investment company, right? But they're sending an email from an Outlook address. All right. The email says, "Dear friend." It doesn't even have your real name, right? It just says, "Dear friend," right? Because they're keeping the email generic and sending it out to hundreds of thousands of people all at once. All right. And basically, he says his name is Joel Mercer. He's the CEO of a holdings company. He's reaching out to you to establish a partnership, profitable investment. It says he wants you to manage his investment portfolio with a budget of $70 million, right? There you go. Red flag. $70 million from a stranger. So, don't know what the end result of this actual scam is. He might be trying to get you to set up a bank account they use for fraud. They might be trying to trick you into paying fees or money in exchange to receive this investment, right? It could go various ways. But really the point of this example is that you get some kind of email like this from someone out of the blue. It's an Outlook address. They're claiming they have a bunch of money and they have an investment deal with you, right? Or investment deal for you. You can't trust it. It sounds too good to be true. And this is just a classic example of these investment scam emails that go around. And also, the only contact info is a WhatsApp phone number, which is also a red flag. They didn't just put a regular phone number. It specifically says it's a WhatsApp phone number. All right. And one other interesting detail about this scam is they included a passport with it. All right. I think that Katie says this one was wild. I knew right off the bat it was a scam. Was it the passport that kind of gave it away? You're like, who the heck would send a passport to a complete stranger, right? So, but the email had a passport attached to it. Probably stolen or generated with AI. Probably one of his victims. But anyway, so that's an example of investment scam email. Don't trust it if you get something like this. Lots of red flags. I mean, who's going to send a passport to a stranger, right? That's just weird. To me, I mean, maybe people think that lends credibility to it, but I mean, I don't know, to me, I think that's just strange and we wouldn't trust it. But anyway, watch out for these investment scams. Anything that sounds too good to be true or involving a large amount of money that a stranger suddenly is offering to give you, be suspicious. Don't trust it. All right, cool. We're right on schedule here, folks. That was our first 6 scams of the evening that we're talking about. We're talking about over 20 scams, so we're only a quarter of the way through here. And we're actually going to take a pause from these scam examples and go into some red flags now. And speaking of red flags, we just released a new red flags video. You go check that one on our YouTube channel. It's a follow-up to our original red flags video that we did in the 5 red flags that we talk about on this live stream every week. Just bring up the red flag slides here. In the meantime, anybody's just joining, say hi in the chat, leave a comment, let us know you're watching. We want to hear from you. Streaming live on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. Hit that thumbs up, let me know you're watching. All right, so let's talk about red flags. And by the way, join our free mailing list, scamaware101.com. If you haven't joined yet, it's the best way to keep up to date and keep you posted about things. Scamaware101.com. So we're going to talk about a few red flags here. And what's important about these red flags is really they help you identify a scam. These are the ways that you're going to say, oh, wait, stop, this is a scam. And it's going to save you from becoming a victim. Right? And a lot of these red flags we're going to discuss, we hear them. They're a common thread through victims' stories. And I always commend victims for coming forward, sharing their stories. A lot of times they're embarrassed. And sometimes people aren't so nice to the victims, right? But I always appreciate when they come forward, they share stories because we're able to learn the red flags and see what they missed, right? And why they fell for the scam. And ultimately it's to help others, right? So we're going to talk about 5 red flags. And we did a video about these 5 red flags. This is the original video we did. All right, so if there's someone that could benefit from hearing these, go find the video on our YouTube channel. And we also have a second red flags video too. All right, so actually a total of 10 red flags you can share with a loved one. But we're just going to be going over 5 right now. So the first red flag we're going to talk about is they direct you to a third-party chat app like Telegram or WhatsApp to continue the conversation. And this is a common thread that we see with a lot of scams. A lot of times a scammer, they'll start the scam, they'll initiate it through a more traditional method like email or a phone call or a text message. But once they establish communication with the victim, they'll tell the victim to download an app or to continue a conversation using WhatsApp or Telegram. And that's a big red flag because scammers love to communicate with their victims using third-party chat apps. It's easier for them to communicate with victims in other countries using a chat app, and it also offers them more anonymity to hide behind. Right? So it's pretty common for these scammers to prefer using WhatsApp and Telegram to get their scams going. And some examples where that's part of the playbook, and we see it a lot, is romance scams. Right? These scammers create fake dating profiles on dating websites. And then when the site connects them to their dating matches, they'll say, hey, let's keep talking on WhatsApp. That's a red flag. Wrong number scams. Right? It'll start with a text message probing for victims. We're going to talk about this scam a little later. But when people reply, the scammer initiates a conversation and tells them, hey, let's be friends. Let's keep talking on WhatsApp. And they try to get the victim over on WhatsApp. And then there's investment scams, where the scammer, they'll direct the victim to a Telegram group or WhatsApp group to pump up an investment and appear more legitimate, right? Sometimes that group will have fake bots in it that look like they're interested, just to make it seem like there's interest in the investment, or there's other people benefiting from the investment. It's all part of the ruse and the scam, right? So don't fall for it. You know, when you're talking to a stranger and they tell you, hey, let's keep talking on WhatsApp or Telegram, or if they try to get you to download an app, be suspicious, right? We know that scammers do that, and it's not something that you should do. So that's red flag number 1. They direct you to a third-party chat app like Telegram or WhatsApp to continue a conversation. Don't fall for it. Let me know in the chat and comments if you've ever encountered that before. Red flag number 2. And red flag number 2 is a big one. This one's important to be aware of. And a lot of times it's your last chance to stop the scam too, right? But red flag number 2 is that scammers request payment in gift cards, prepaid cards, cryptocurrency, or depositing cash at a Bitcoin ATM, right? Those unusual forms of payment, they're red flags. Scammers love to be paid that way because it's easier for them to move the funds quickly, and it's harder for victims to recover the money. Right, I talked about that a little earlier, why awareness is so important, because unfortunately victims rarely recover the money, and that's because the scammers, they get them to transfer funds or provide the funds in a way that's very hard to recover, as in gift cards, prepaid cards, cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, using a Bitcoin ATM. I mean, they're all red flags. If somebody even mentions Bitcoin ATM, trying to tell you to withdraw money, put it in Bitcoin ATM, be suspicious. If somebody tells you to purchase gift cards, like we talked about earlier on that gift card scam, you gotta be suspicious. They're all red flags and need to trigger in your head when you hear these terms or requests. And again, this a lot of cases is your last chance to stop the scam. Right? It's the last red flag you're going to get before you deposit that money into the Bitcoin ATM or before you buy those gift cards. All right, so that one's important. Some examples where it's part of a playbook. And really, these forms of payment can really be implemented in any type of scam. All right, but some scams where it's part of playbook, IRS and Social Security scams. Right, the scammers impersonate government agencies and they'll ask for payment in gift cards and cryptocurrency. But that's 100% a scam. Government does not accept payment in cryptocurrency or gift cards yet, at least cryptocurrency. Right, they'll start accepting crypto eventually, but right now they don't. So anybody claiming to be from the government telling you to purchase gift cards, cryptocurrency, you don't trust it, it's a scam. Romance scams. A lot of times these scammers, they'll request gift cards and crypto from their emotionally attached victim. Right? The victim thinks, oh, I'm just sending a gift card to somebody special to me. or they think they're depositing money into a shared account, right? But they usually find out after the fact, once they realize they're being scammed, they find out after the fact they don't have access to that crypto account, and you can't recover those funds from the gift cards after they were sent because they're already cleared out, right? So that's why the scammer prefers those forms of payments. They're not something where you could just turn around and cancel a charge or go to the bank, right? That money's gone. You're not gonna, after you realize you've been scammed, you're not gonna be able to get it back. And there's the bank impersonation scams. A lot of times they'll impersonate the bank or an agency investigating fraud. They'll convince the victim that their money's not safe, that they have to withdraw their money or transfer it, purchase gift cards, and provide them that way, right? They'll say, withdraw your money and purchase these gift cards and provide the info, or withdraw your money and deposit in a Bitcoin ATM and it'll reload your account, right? They'll give you some false narrative and they'll convince you that somebody's already has access to your account. Your money's not safe. You have to act quick before they take the money, right? You got to go move it. But it's all part of the elaborate scam. So don't fall for it. That's red flag number 2. The scammer requests payment in gift cards, prepaid cards, cryptocurrency, depositing cash at a Bitcoin ATM. Those are all red flags. And when you hear those forms of payment mentioned, you have to stop and kind of reanalyze the situation and think to yourself, hey, what's going on here? You know? Makes sense. Let me know if you're with me. Let's see. Katie says she got an employment text today. And it was a group text. I didn't reply. It might be a scam, but I'm not sure. I can't remember the name of the company, though. Hey, if it was a group text, it's a scam. Definitely. The no legit agency is sending group texts out to people about employment. It's definitely going to be a scam. You know, unless somebody's out there doing something really stupid by group texting, you know, a list of people by accident. But no, it's a scam. My money's on scam. We actually did a video about those group texts too on our YouTube channel. The blank group checks, the blank group texts or group chats are interesting too. The best thing you could do is just block the group. Now, don't leave the group because then it announces to the scammer that your phone number is active. But you could block the group, and that will silently, stop them. Let's talk about red flag number 3. The scammer asks you to provide a code that was sent to your phone by a text message. Look, this is a common scam. We see it a lot on marketplace type websites like Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, and a few of these other newer sites that are popping up, like Nextdoor. And what's really happening here is if an individual is asking you to provide a code back to them, they're probably trying to do something shady with your phone number. Right? They're trying to open an account or log into an account or reset one of your passwords. The only reason you would really be getting a code sent to your phone is usually as a security measure, right? And the scammer, they'll tell you they're just trying to verify your phone number and confirm that's real, but it's all part of their scam. If you provide that code back to them, you're going to let them do whatever they're trying to do. And just to go in a little bit more detail about what might really be happening here, right, is that a scammer might be trying to log into one of your accounts, and you get that code sent to your phone as a security measure. If you provide it to the scammer, you're letting them get access to your account, right? Password reset request. They might be trying to reset a password to one of your accounts, like your bank account or something, right? And it goes to your phone as a security measure. You give that code back to the scammer, you allow them to change that password and get into your account. Right? And then there's Google Voice scams, which is interesting. Basically, the scammers create Google Voice accounts, right? But they need a phone number to link it to. And that's what they're trying to do when they send the code to your phone. If you give that code back to the scammer, it lets them link your phone number to their fraudulent Google Voice account. And then they can start trying to scam other people with an account linked to your phone number. So don't fall for it. Somebody's saying they're going to send a code to your phone. Don't trust it. It's a scam. That's red flag number 3. Red flag number 4, that you're dealing with a scammer. They ask to connect your PC to assist or investigate an issue. This has become more and more common over the years. We used to just see this when it came to tech support scams, but now it's customer support scams and all sorts of different scams. They try to get onto your device now, All right. And so why would a scammer want to get onto your device? Because it's a gold mine to them, right? If they could get onto your computer, a lot of people have their logins and passwords saved, like in their browser, in their Chrome browser. And these scammers, they got onto your device. They could extract those passwords and they could get your logins. Right? They could encrypt your personal files, hold them for ransom, blackmail you with your personal pictures and whatever you got on there. Right? They could access your online banking accounts if you log in to them. They can install software that lets them get onto your device later. They could use your device to do malicious stuff and illegal things on that traces back to you. There's so many harmful things that could happen if you let a scammer, a criminal, onto your device. All right? Think of all the personal information you have on your device, and even just they could open up your email and read your emails and all the personal stuff you sent out and the, applications that you filled out with your personal details, social security number, bank accounts and sent to people, right? There's all stuff saved on your computer. So scammers, they love getting on your device. And now it's part of the playbook for a lot of scams. The most common one are fake virus alert and tech support scams. So that's when the scammer impersonates tech support and they're assisting you with a virus. A lot of times you get tricked by a fake pop-up that says you're infected and it tricks you into calling a scam center. You think you're calling tech support. All right, but then those scammers, they get onto your computer. They claim that they're helping you with the virus, but once they're on your device, they're going to do all bad things and tell your identity's been stolen and all these other things. They're going to tell you you're infected and somebody has access to your computer. Fake order scams. We're going to talk about, by the way, we're going to talk about fake, the tech support scams and the fake order scams on this live stream. So still lots of good stuff coming up here. Fake order scams. Right? A lot of times you get a notification about an order was placed and it tells you to call this number. Right? You call the number, you think you're calling customer support, or it's actually a scammer, and they're like, let me connect your device. Let's see what you're seeing. That's all part of scam. Don't do it. Don't let them on your device. Fake fraudulent activity, right? We just briefly talked about this before when they call you up impersonating a bank or an agency investigating fraud. Right? And they'll say, let me connect your PC. We'll check for anything suspicious. That was all part of the scam. Right? You never want to let a stranger onto your device. You should only let specific people that you know and trust. Maybe it's that computer shop down the street, right? Or maybe it's that family member that's really good with computers. Maybe it's someone you work with, right? But you should only let specific people that you trust and know on your computer. And in fact, you should take a moment right now, and if you don't have someone in mind, you should think. If you were to receive a fake virus alert or somebody's trying to convince you something needs to be fixed on your computer, you should think of who are you going to call, right? Who do you know who you're going to call? Instead of trusting a stranger or calling a number that you've never called before, right? You get some kind of alert or somebody's telling you they got access to your device. Don't trust it, and instead call your go-to person for that. Call your computer person, computer guy, computer girl, whoever. All right. So that's red flag number 4. They ask to connect your PC to assist or investigate an issue. Don't let them. It's a scam. And then I found a red flag. Red flag number 5. They request that you keep the matter confidential or secret. It's common for scammers to ask for confidentiality. They don't want you to discuss the situation with other people, right? Because the more people you talk to, the more likely you'll be told it's a scam, right? So the scammer wants to keep you quiet. A lot of times they try to keep you on the phone the whole time. They don't even want to give you a chance to hang up and call somebody else. Sometimes they'll make up stories and tell you why you can't tell anybody. But the idea is they know that if you start talking to people about what's going on, you're more likely to discover it's a scam. And they don't want you to discover it's a scam until they take your money. All right. Some scams where it's part of the playbook, where they request secrecy or confidentiality. Grandparent scams. That's another one we're going to talk about in a little bit. It's when a scammer impersonates a loved one claiming to be in trouble, needing assistance, right? And they say they're embarrassed and not to tell anybody. All right, we actually have an example of that one we'll share in a little bit. Investment scams. They'll say that it's an inside tip, not to share it with anybody. A price is just for you. Don't tell anybody. Right? But it's all part of the scam. Inheritance scams. They'll mail letters impersonating law offices regarding an inheritance. And of course, the letters are going to request confidentiality. And we have another example of those letters, an actual letter, traditional snail mail letter that we're going to share with you later on in the live stream too. But yeah, that letter requests confidentiality because they don't want you talking to anybody. Think about it. Who are they to tell you not to tell anybody about an inheritance? Right? That's up to you if you want to share that info with somebody or not. Like, who are they to tell you that you got to keep it confidential? And then the other one is the fake fraudulent activity. Again, where they impersonate a bank or an agency investigating fraud, and they're telling you your money's not safe, right? But what they'll do is they'll say, because this is an open and active investigation, you can't tell anybody about it. You could harm the investigation. Don't tell a bank teller because she might be in on it. You got to stay quiet and don't tell anybody, right? But that's all part of the scam. They're just trying to convince you to be quiet. They don't want you to talk to people and find out that it's a scam. So that's red flag number 5, that you're dealing with a scammer. They request that you keep the matter confidential or secret. Don't fall for it. How are we all doing out there? Those 5 red flags. We're going to summarize what those 5 red flags were real quick for you if you're just joining, but we have a video about them too that you can share with friends, family, and warn them about these red flags. Help them spot these scams, because these are how you spot scams. Knowing these red flags and these strange things that scammers do. All right. So those 5 red flags were: they direct you to a third-party chat app like Telegram or WhatsApp to continue the conversation. Red flag number 2, they request unusual forms of payment like gift cards, prepaid card, cryptocurrency, depositing cash at Bitcoin ATM. They'll ask you. Red flag number 3, they ask you to provide a code that was sent to your phone via text message. It's a very common scam. Usually you're trying to access one of your accounts or create an account linked to your phone. Red flag number 4, they ask to connect your device to assist or investigate an issue. Scammers love to get access to your device, so be suspicious if somebody's trying to get onto your PC. Having you install software like AnyDesk, right? That's always a red flag. And then red flag number 5, they request that you keep the matter confidential or secret. Right? They don't want you talking to people. The more people you talk to, the more likely you'll be told it's a scam. Right? So scammers don't want you to talk. They request confidentiality. They request secrecy. Well, be aware. Be aware. That's it for 5 red flags. You're dealing with a scammer. We have a second video out. If you found that interesting, we have a second video out with 5 more red flags that we just released. You can check that out on our YouTube channel. If you're just joining, welcome to the live stream. Our mission over here at Scamware 101 is to spread awareness of common scams. We do this live stream every week, so make sure to like, follow, subscribe. We're just trying to put something good out there, and you could help. You could help by resharing and reposting and liking, subscribing. You can join our free mailing list on scamware101.com. We have some merch available. With the holidays coming up, to make great gifts. Probably want to get your orders in now to get them by the holidays. It might actually be too late. I don't know. Yeah, still time. Order now for delivery by Christmas. So there's still time. We got some coffee mugs up there, water bottles, mouse pads, stickers, all useful scam awareness merch. Help remind yourself and loved ones not to fall for scams. Got my Scamaware 101 coffee travel mug right here with me. Leave a comment. Let us know you're watching. Say hi in the chat. I'm doing my best to answer all your questions, interact with everybody. I'm mainly monitoring the YouTube live streams and chat. So you'll get my quickest response on YouTube here. But I'm checking in on Facebook and Instagram too. So if you want to comment in there, it might just take me a little bit longer to reply. But if you're watching on Facebook, leave a comment, say hi, hit that like button. There's still plenty of time to share and get the stream out there. Let's get some more people watching. We'll be going for another 2 hours, and we got at least another 15 scams to talk about, tons of examples for you, all good stuff coming up for next 2 hours at least. So smash that like button, give me some engagement, reshare the live stream, bring in some friends. Let's get this party popping, huh? It's almost Friday, people. It's almost Friday. At least we get some reactions for that. Can't get some reactions for the scam awareness. Let's get some reactions for It's Almost Friday. Let's see. How am I doing on coffee? I'm still good. We're going to start our next batch of scams here. I'll probably stop in the middle of it to refill my coffee, but let's see how far in we get. This next scam we're going to talk about, arrest warrant scams. Look, lots of warnings about this scam coming out of sheriff's offices and police departments, right? Because this type of scam, the scammer actually impersonates law enforcement. right? They impersonate law enforcement, usually contacting the victim over the phone, and they'll claim that an arrest warrant is going to be issued if fines aren't paid immediately. The scammer then threatens the victim with arrest if fines aren't paid, right? And that could be a scary situation. You get a phone call, somebody claiming to be the sheriff's department saying, you got to pay now or I'm going to send my deputies over there to arrest you, right? There you go. It's a great example of fear and urgency being used to scare victims and reacting quickly. All right? Don't fall for it. You know, if there's an arrest warrant, chances are you're not going to get a phone call about it. And they're going to send you official paperwork and they're going to come knocking, you know. But look, it could be a scary situation because we know that these scammers, they can manipulate caller ID. And in the case of these arrest warrant scams, a lot of victims report that when the scammer calls, the caller ID will show the sheriff's office on the caller ID. It will show the police department on the caller ID. The scammers are actively manipulating caller ID to make it look like they really are the police department calling. But they're not. They're not. And that's important to know. A lot of victims, they fell for these scams because they didn't realize caller ID could be manipulated by scammers. It's called caller ID spoofing, right? And these scammers, they could spoof the caller ID. They could show the bank's number when they're impersonating the bank. They could show the police department when they're impersonating the police department, like in these arrest warrant scams, right? So they call up and the victim sees the police department's number on caller ID. And the person on the other end says, I'm with the police department and there's an arrest warrant out for you, right? You missed jury duty. A lot of times they'll say you missed jury duty or you failed to appear, right? That's the narrative they'll give you. So don't fall for these arrest warrant scams. The video we did about these on our YouTube channel, we actually included some clips from local media of the sheriff's department, you know, making their announcement, and we also include some examples of fake paperwork, because in this type of scam, there's been reports of these scammers that they'll provide you fake paperwork too. You know, after they call you saying that arrest warrants could be issued, they'll say, okay, now I'm going to text you the paperwork, but it's fraudulent. It's fake. It's fake paperwork. All right, so don't trust these scammers. If you find yourself in a situation where somebody's calling you up telling you there's an arrest warrant, right? Ask them who the issuing department is, who the issuing organization is, then hang up and reach out to the organization directly, right? That's how you would handle this if you were concerned it was a legit call, but it's not going to be. All right, it's going to be a scam, and it's important not to fall for it. All right, so arrest warrant scams, jury duty scams, watch out for them. And don't let them create that fear and that urgency that forces you into reacting too quick and losing your money. Right, Johnny? You got Johnny in the chat still? Let me know what scams you're being targeted with too. By the way, if anybody's watching this live stream for the first time, look, even though we have the agenda here, it's not put in stone. We're all about adapting, pivoting. You have questions, I'm going to take time to answer your questions. You want to hear about a different scam? You know, if I know about it, I'm glad to talk about it. All right, so let me know what you want to talk about. Let me know what you're being targeted with. You know, these live streams, try to have some fun here. Try to switch it up, and you know, nothing's in stone. The agenda here is optional, but I'm gonna keep going and following it unless anybody else wants to go a different way. But anyway, we're live streaming YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. Hit that like, follow, subscribe, leave a comment. Let us know you're here. I want to hear from you. And let me know I'm not talking to myself. I know I got some of the regulars over there. We got Katie over there. We got Dave. We got John. Always appreciate you three. Like the trio over there. All right. This next scam we're going to talk about. Oh, and you know, anybody else join on YouTube here? We have super thanks enabled, right? You want to throw us a couple bucks, we appreciate it. We have memberships enabled. If you want to chip something in monthly to help support what we're doing over here. You know, I'm trying to purchase some ads and stuff to get more people coming to these live streams. So I'll be putting it right back into that. And hey, times are tough though. So hit that like button. I'm happy with that too. Don't feel obligated. I'm just letting you know the option is there. And on the vertical stream, there's some like rubies or something. I still don't understand how that works, but I think it ends up equaling something. So we'll take those two, those jewels, those rubies, wherever they are on YouTube. Whatever silly stuff's going on over there. Next scam we're going to talk about, tech support scams. Mentioned this one earlier. This is when victims usually receive a fake virus alert on their device. And the thing is, everybody's susceptible to this. It's just a fake pop-up from a website. So any device that you're browsing internet on, you could get one of these fake pop-ups, whether it's your iPhone, your computer workstation, your MacBook, your Windows computer. It doesn't make a difference. If you're browsing the internet on it, you get one of these fake pop-ups, and the pop-up will say, you have a virus, call this number. But it's a scam. Right? If you call that number, you think you're calling tech support, but you're actually calling a scam center full of scammers. They'll impersonate tech support, and they'll say, hey, let me connect your device, and that will help you. But that's a scam. All right, so these fake virus alerts, we're going to spend a little time on. I have a bunch of examples I'm going to show you of these fake virus alerts. There's so many different variations. I just got a call from a friend yesterday or the day before. Their dad got one of these fake virus alerts. Right? And what it does is it pops up on the screen, and it just kept on playing on repeat out of his speakers. You're infected with a virus. Call support. You're infected with a virus. Call support. And it's obnoxious. It just blasts out the speakers. The web page pops up on the whole screen, so you can't close it or anything. Right? And it just keeps on blasting. You're infected with a virus. Call tech support. All right. But it's a scam. So luckily, he called up his son. His son reached out to me just to confirm. And I said, hold the power button down. And that's it. Held the power button down. He was good. All right. Held the power button down. Turned the computer back on. No more pop-up. Right? It was all fake. But it's a scary situation. Your speakers start blasting at you. All right. And the way you could identify if it's a fake virus alert or not is a real virus alert won't have a number to call. Right? That's key. Real virus alerts, they won't have a phone number to call. So in this first example here is a fake McAfee virus alert. And look, it's pretty convincing. It's got the same McAfee colors, the themes, right? The logo, the McAfee logo. But you could tell there's a web page behind it. You see the browser open behind it. So you could tell. If you understand what's happening, you could see, oh, this is just a fake web page. Right? But to someone that's not computer savvy, or maybe they're, never ran into something like this before, or crossed their mind that a web page will be used to create a fake pop-up, right? People could fall for this. They call the number, right? Especially if they have McAfee on their computer, they might be thinking, oh, my McAfee software just alerted me. I better call them. But if they call, they actually connect to a scammer. Again, real virus alerts won't have phone numbers to call. Here's another example. This one impersonates Norton by Semantic. Threats detected. System critically infected. Add that to my rap. Add that to the rap song. That's a good line there. Dropping bars. Threats detected. System critically infected. Anyway, yeah. So there's another fake one. Impersonates Norton. And what's interesting about this fake pop-up is the buttons are designed not to work. Right? So you'll be clicking the buttons, nothing's happening, and then it has this little note here. It says if you are not able to click on this button, immediately contact support. And it has a phone number to call. But again, that's not really support. You get connected to a fake call center, full of scammers. And again, this is one of those examples these are one of those scams where they'll connect to your device and they'll start stealing all your banking information. They want to take everything you have. They want to clear out your funds. This is an example of a lot of older folks fall for this type of scam. Right? These fake pop-ups and tech support scams. A lot of older folks fall for them. And you hear these horror stories about once a scammer gets them, they steal their entire retirement, their savings, everything, their last penny. It's terrible. And they can't recover it. That's one of the reasons we started Scamware 101 is I've heard so many of those horror stories, and it's heartbreaking. You hear what's happening to these people. Right? So just want to get the information out there. And these are one of those scams, these tech support scams that make sure the older folks in your life are aware of this one. Make sure they're not letting strangers onto their PC. Right? But this example, this one impersonates Windows Defender. Got the colors, the logo, Microsoft has a Defender logo and a Microsoft logo. Right? And it says contact Windows support. Right. Access to this PC has been blocked for security reasons. Threat detected. Contact Windows support. But you call it number as a scammer, right? Don't trust it. That's a good tip, Dave. Dave says sometimes when you get those pop-ups that cover the whole screen, you can't close them. If you hit the escape key, sometimes that will close them. So there you go. It's a good tip to try. But when all else fails, Just hold down the power button, force the computer off. And we actually give those, the video we have about tech support scams, all these examples that we're sharing here. Yeah, we talk about how to get your computer restarted if the pop-up's blocking everything. Let's look at a couple more examples here. I mentioned that these tech support scams, they can target everybody, whether you're on a MacBook or Windows computer, it doesn't matter. Right? So here's some examples that target Mac users. Virus found. It's got the Safari logo here, a scary pop-up. Your computer has a serious virus. And this is please call tech support. Call, you connect to the scammer. Another one targeting Mac users, got the Apple logo, Apple Care warning. Mac OS is infected with viruses. Please call Apple support. But again, you call, you connect to the scammer. Don't do it. Here's one more example. Fake pop-up. I get you call fake tech support number. Has the Apple logo warning. Mac OS is infected with spyware and other malicious applications. Call the Apple helpline. That's not the Apple helpline. If you call, you'll be connected to the scammer. So don't fall for it. These fake tech support pop-ups. This goes back to, everybody should have their own computer person that they're going to reach out to. You get one of these scary pop-ups, if you think it's real or you're concerned it's real, reach out to your computer guy. Take a picture of it with your phone. Text your computer person. Right? But don't call the phone number and trust a stranger, though. Especially when it's a random pop-up that says you have a virus or you're infected. It's a classic scam, and it's important to be aware of it, not fall for it. All right, we're about a little bit more than an hour in here, but we're still going to be going. We're only a third of the way through, people. We go for at least 3 hours on these live streams every week, every Thursday, 5:45 p.m. Eastern. Waving the flag, spreading the word, getting the info out there to help you become more scam aware and protect yourself and protect your loved ones from becoming a victim and losing your money to these scammers. So if you're just joining for the first time, make sure to like, follow, subscribe, hit that thumbs up button. Let me know you're watching. Leave a comment. Feel free to engage in the chat. We have a couple people in the chat rooms all talking, so I want to hear from you. Next scam we're going to talk about here. Actually, you know what? I think it's time to take the first coffee break here. First 5-minute break of the evening. We always take two breaks. Just to refill, 2 quick 5 minutes, just to refill the coffee mug, get recaffeinated, stay on point for you all. So let's see here. We are going to minutes. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, agenda's updated. Gonna take a coffee break in a couple minutes here. But first, if you're just joining, let us know you're watching. Hit the thumbs up. Give us some reactions here. Let me tell you a little bit about what we do over here. If you're just joining, I'm Jared with Scamware 101. We try to spread awareness about common scams that target individuals. Right? Key word there is individuals, because there's a lot of resources out there for businesses and employees and training like that, but nobody's looking out for just the individuals, the everyday folks, right? You learn about these business scams at work, but nobody's warning you about the grandparent scams, right? Or these road toll scams. Like, those aren't the type of scams that employees are getting trained on here, right? But those are the type of scams that individuals are targeted with every day, right? So it's important to be aware of these scams so you can spot them and stop them before they steal your money, all of your money. Right? Because that's what these scammers do. You can join our free mailing list, scamware101.com. Hit join mailing list. Follow us on social media, Facebook, Threads, Instagram, X, Blue Sky, YouTube. And we have merch available. Check out our gift shop and merch store. It's on our YouTube channel, our YouTube store, and we also have a link here on our website. We just released a new 5 red flags video. You can check that one out. And we're going to take that quick 5-minute break here, get this coffee mug filled, and then we're going to continue. We got a lot more scams coming up. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah. We got 13 more scams coming up. So we're not even halfway through yet. Still time to invite some people in here. If you're watching on Facebook, reshare the live stream. We get some more people over here. Hey Liz, welcome to the live stream. You got here just as we were about to take the quick 5-minute coffee break, and then we're going to continue with some more scams here. All right, I'm going to get our theme song going here for you.
Yo, it's Jared in the booth, spitting scammer entries. They fishing in your
Back in
inbox,
5.
they stealing your youth.
Stay tuned.
Phishing emails, got that urgent in the line. Click that link and your bank account's not fine. Fake tech support, they call you at noon. Your PC's infected, yeah, they're singing that tune. Pick butchering scams, fat wallets to slice. Invest in the fake love, but you're paying the price. Scammer World 101, keep your eyes wide open. If the deal seems sweet, man, they're probably hoping. Snatch your cash, leave you broke in despair. Stay woke, not equal, man, these crooks don't care. Wrong number text, they pretend they know you. Acting all friendly till they ask for a few. Grandparent scam, your grandson's in jail. Send the bail quick or his freedom might fail. Arrest warrant scam, police are on the line. Pay now or else they're taking your time. Fake order text, your package is delayed. You click that link, boom, your data's displayed. They'll call, they'll text, they'll lie, they'll scheme. Play on your fears, they'll sell you a dream. Be alert, my friend, don't take the bait. A second of caution could change your fate. All friendly till they ask for a few. Grandparent scam, your grandson's in jail. Send the bail quick or his freedom might fail. Arrest warrant scam, police are on the line. Pay now or else they're taking your time. Fake order text, your package is delayed. You click that link, boom, your data's displayed. They'll call, they'll text, they'll lie, they'll scheme. Play on your fears, they'll sell you a dream. Be alert, my friend, don't take the bait. A second of caution could change your fate.
All right, we're recaffeinated, folks. Got the Scamware 101 travel mug, refilled with coffee. Ready to continue with the second portion of our live stream here. Welcome, welcome, welcome to everybody who's just joining. We're going to continue in a minute or so, and we're going to go over some more scams here. We got like 13 more scams to go over. Lots of good stuff still coming up this evening. What do y'all think of our theme song if you caught it? I want to make a quick video to play during those pauses, so I'm not leaving you all bored. So hopefully maybe next week or for the new year we'll have the video for you. Dave's asking about Bennett. Bennett is good. The scam awareness dog. Everybody's watching right now. Maybe, let's see. Probably heard me say his name if he's watching right now. All right. By the way, we're streaming live on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. I'm mainly monitoring the YouTube chats, but I am going back and forth between Facebook and Instagram too, so I'll try to answer everybody. I'm just a little slower answering Instagram and Facebook. But if you're there, leave a comment, say hi, or hop on over to the YouTube channel and like, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff. We appreciate you. And I want to hear from you. Now, with that said, let's get started on this next batch of common scams to watch out for. And this is an example of a holiday scam that you're going to start seeing pick up, is these road toll scams. And one of the reasons they pick up during the holidays is because of holiday travel, right? If people are traveling around, they're more likely to fall for this type of scam. And how these road toll scams work is scammers impersonate road toll services like EasyPass, SunPass, Fast Track, and claim an unpaid toll is due. Victims are usually contacted by text message or email containing a link to pay. However, the link opens a fake website designed to steal any personal or financial information. There never was an unpaid toll due, right? And this scam is so successful now because everything's all digital, right? That the license plate, get their pictures taken now and all that. So people get these text messages, they just think it's all part of the new system. But you have to be careful. You can't just trust those text messages. In fact, most of those text messages are scams. Every now and then you'll get a legit notification about like reloading your SunPass account or something like that. But these type of text messages that I'm about ready to show you are a scam. And the thing about these road toll text message scams is they evolved a lot last year. There's so many different variations. The group behind this scam, they were definitely using AI and generating all these different versions to send out. But yeah, here's one of the earlier versions from earlier this year. All right, please pay your toll in Florida by January 22nd in order to avoid excessive late fees and potential legal action. Right, there's that example of these scammers using fear. Right, fear again to create urgency. Right, you want to avoid those excessive late fees and legal action, of course. And it has a link to pay, but it's a fake link. Knows how to put the word SunPass in the link to try and make it seem more legit, but it's a fake website. If you go there, it's going to steal any information you provide. So you think you're going to a website to pay this toll, but you're actually giving up your credit card and bank details or any other details that they request from you. There's another example. Easy Drive, Massachusetts reminder. Your bill for $6.99 is due soon. Please visit. There's a link to the fake website. And look, you could tell that these messages came from a country code outside of the U.S. +63. So that's the Philippines, right? So these text messages came from the Philippines. At least this one did. And that's always a red flag too. Here's an example where a text message came in. There was no message, but there was an attachment. Which, by the way, you should never open an attachment that you weren't expecting, that came from an unknown source. If you get a text message with an attachment or an email with an attachment, you don't know who it's from or you weren't expecting it, don't open it. Right? It could be a virus, it could take you to a fake website. But in this case, if you open this attachment, it would have had a letter claiming a toll violation. It has a link to pay now. Right? That link's going to take you to a fake website and steal the information they enter. What would that fake website look like? Maybe like this. This one impersonates Washington State's Good to Go toll service. Right? You click that link, it takes you to this fake website. It looks legit. It's got their logo, their colors. Looks professional. It looks legit. It takes you to this page to make your payment. And this is where they steal your details. So don't fall for these fake road toll text messages. You know, if you're concerned that's legit, check through official channels. You know, go through official sources, meaning that if it's claiming a SunPass violation, then go to the official SunPass website, right, and check, or open the app and check. EasyPass, right? Same deal with EasyPass and all these other agencies. Because this fake road toll scam, they've impersonated so many different agencies. We got SunPass, Peach Pass, Quick Pass, Good to Go, Easy Pass, North Texas Tollway, Drive Easy Maryland, Fast Track. And that's only some of them. That's not even all of them. There was Easy Drive Massachusetts. Then there was all the Department of Transportations now. The text messages have been going out, you know, inserting the state's name and then whatever Department of Transportation, right? DMVs, right, for each state. We've seen so many examples now. So you can't trust any text message that comes in claiming to be any of these agencies. You have to confirm through official channels before trusting them, you know, at face value. Hey, Little Meg 3 says Bennett's listening. His hound here's perked up. I love it. It's funny. Whenever I mention Bennett, here, Benny. Cool. Bennett's our scam awareness dog that's always watching. Scam awareness hound, sniffing out scams. But anyway, speaking of those scams, watch out for these road toll scams. And the thing about this road toll text message scam, it actually evolved into a very, very similar scam. And it's a fake traffic ticket scam. Right? You get the same text message. I'm going to show you right now the example. Bear with me. Let's bring it up. So these fake road toll scams, they evolved, and now we see these fake traffic ticket scams. Right? You get a text message. Right? This example, it came from a 6-3 country code again. So a lot of scams come from the Philippines country code over there, to +63. But this one says Illinois Department of Vehicles. Right? So this one impersonates DMV for Illinois. Final notice: enforcement penalties begin on July 25th. That records show that as of today, you still have an outstanding traffic ticket in accordance with the Illinois Code 15C 16, blah, blah, blah. If you do not complete payment by July 24th, we will take the following actions. And it goes into a whole list of scary things you're going to do, using that fear and urgency again, right? Report to DMV, suspend your vehicle registration, suspend driving privileges, transfer to a toll booth and charge 35% fee, prosecuted. Your credit score will be impacted, right? All this scary stuff, and then you have a link to the fake website, right, to pay this traffic ticket. But it's a fake traffic ticket. There is no traffic ticket. And any information you provide when you click that link, they're going to steal, right? They might ask you to pay with your bank account. They're going to try to steal your bank funds. And what's interesting about this text message, right, is this one says Illinois Department of Vehicles, right? It goes into the whole final notice enforcement penalties. Here's another example, same scam. This one says Nebraska Department of Vehicles. Enforcement penalties begin on July 21st, right? It even has the same fake code 15C. Code 15C-16.003. It's the same on both of these scam text messages, but they target different states. One is Nebraska Department of Motor Vehicles. The other is Illinois Department of Motor Vehicles. In fact, they both have the same typo in them. Nebraska Department of Vehicles. They left the word motor out by accident. And then over here, Illinois Department of Vehicles. And left the word motor out. They still put DMV in parentheses, but they left the word motor out. So they even made the same spelling mistake on these two examples. Because the same scam group is the same scam organization, and they're just targeting different numbers that they think are in different states. And it's a numbers game. They know they're blasting out hundreds of thousands of these text messages saying you have an unpaid traffic ticket, you have an unpaid road toll, right? They're blasting out hundreds and thousands of these text messages to hundreds of thousands of phone numbers. They know it's a numbers game. Some of those people they had been to Nebraska. Some of them, had been to Illinois. Some of them have been to Florida. It's a numbers game. And for those people, they're more likely to think, wow, well, I did go on vacation, or I did visit family this holiday. In December, I was visiting family. And you get one of these text messages at the end of the month or at the beginning of January. Like, oh, well, I was in Florida visiting family. Maybe I did miss a toll. I better click this link and pay it. No, it's a scam. Don't fall for it. That's why they do it. That's why I warned you about this one during the holidays. It happens all year round, but because of holiday travel, because of holiday travel, these types of scams always pick up because people are more likely to fall for it. They've been traveling. They're more likely to have been in the state that the scammer's claiming that you owe a ticket or have a toll due in, right? These scammers are clever, and there's a scam season, and there's trends throughout the year. Certain times of the year, certain scams pick up. So anyway, watch out for those road toll scams, those fake traffic ticket scams. Get text messages like that. Don't trust them. And if you want to see if they're legit, then go through official sources. Don't trust the link. Instead, go find out the official website and or phone number. All right. How you all doing out there? We're streaming live on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Say hi in the chat and in the comments if you're just joining us. Let me know you're watching. You see Lewis over there on Facebook. Thank you for commenting, trying to get some engagement going in there. Always appreciate you. You're the hype man, Lewis. For creating theme songs and hopping into the different chats. Always appreciate it. All right, we're going to keep going here. Oh, yeah, and if you're just joining us, check out our free mailing list, scamaware101.com. You click join mailing list. It's free to join. We'll send you useful scam awareness tips, reminders when we're going live, all good stuff. You can unsubscribe at any time. We won't sell your information, but we won't send you junk mail. There's no reason to unsubscribe, but you're always welcome to if you feel like it. But anyway, it's free to join mailing list, and stay up to date and current with what's going on. You can follow us on your favorite social media platforms: YouTube, Blue Sky X, Facebook, Threads, Instagram. If anybody's lurking in the YouTube chats behind the scenes, not talking, but you want to throw a couple bucks, use the super thanks button. We got memberships enabled too, and check out our YouTube store. We got some merch for sale there. Makes great Christmas gifts. Help us spread awareness. We're just trying to get the word out there about scams. We do this live stream every week. Make sure to follow us on Facebook and social media. This next scam we're going to talk about is wrong number scams. We did a video about this scam about a year ago now. It's probably just under a year. I'm not sure if it hit a year yet. But we did a video about these wrong number scams, and it's gotten over 101,000 views. 101,000. None of our other videos even come close to that, but this one got 101,000 views, which was really cool. So wrong number scams, you can check out that video on our YouTube channel. But a lot of interest in this one, and important to be aware of it. These wrong number scams, they actually evolve into different types of scams. The wrong number portion of it is a way that they target new victims and reach new victims. And basically how these wrong number scams work is scammers reach new victims by sending text messages to random phone numbers, right? So if you ever wondered why you get so many random text messages, it's a scam, right? When someone replies wrong number, the scammer attempts to continue the conversation and build a trust with them. And as trust is gained, this type of scam evolves into a romance scam or a pig butchering scam that ultimately steals money from the trusted victim. And look, even just replying to these wrong number messages, that's letting the scammer know that your number's active. That's letting them know to target that number more. And next thing you know, you'll be getting more scams from all these other different phone numbers because you confirmed that your number's active when you replied to that message. Right? So that's how wrong number scams work. You get a random message, and I have a whole bunch of examples I'm going to share with you too, by the way. But you get a random message, person's like, oh, I must have the wrong number, I'm sorry. Right? But you seem nice, let's be friends. Then I'll try to get you onto the WhatsApp chat app, and it's all part of scam. So let me show you some examples of how these conversations start. And again, the whole point of this is these wrong number scams is a way for them to initiate conversations with completely new victims, right? They're sending random phone numbers, so they're trying to get new victims to reply. right? And once they reply, they try to build up a trust. I'm sorry I got the wrong phone number, but what's your name? Or you seem nice. You're very kind for replying, right? And they try to be friendly with you. You're going to see it in the examples. And then that's where the wrong number scam kind of stops. They've befriended you, and now it evolves into, usually it's either a romance scam, right? Or it's a pig butchering scam, which involves crypto or investing money. Usually goes one of those two ways, pretty much. But you wouldn't think it. They actually start from a simple wrong number text message. A simple wrong number text message scam ends up evolving into people losing hundreds and thousands of dollars of cryptocurrency funds, right? And investing. It leads to so many romance scams and victims, right? Just it all starts from these wrong number scams. A lot of them. So recognizing the wrong number scam and even being aware that the reason you get so many wrong number text messages is because it is a scam. Just being aware of that should help prevent romance scams, pig butchering scams, right? You have to have that guard up when somebody text messages you out of blue. But anyway, let me show you some examples. All right, so this one starts with have a cup of coffee together sometime. And that's the thing that's so dangerous about these wrong number scams is they could start by saying anything. You know, it could be a bunch of gibberish or just random letters. The whole point is the person at the other end, the victim, is going to reply back and be like, who is this? Or we got a wrong number. And that's the whole point. So it can start anyway. Have a cup of coffee together sometime. And the victim replies back, who is this? Right? So that they failed the test right away. They replied back. Right? So right off the bat, they let the scammer know this is an active phone number, target it from other numbers, target it with other scams. Right? But then, you know, the scammer goes into their whole narrative. Oh, I thought this was my friend Linda. Right? Victim replies back, yeah, wrong number. Right? Scammer goes, I thought this was Laura's number. I dialed the wrong area code. I hope I'm not bothering you. Right? And at this point, the conversation should end. It's been established as a wrong number. Right? There's no reason to keep on receiving these texts and messaging. Right? But they keep going because they're a scammer. Right? And they say, thank you for your kindness to my situation. I just realized I entered the wrong area code. Where are you from? Right? And that's when you're going to start asking information. You're going to ask where you're from. You're going to ask your age. You're going to ask your name. They're going to gather information about you. And then they determine what scam to proceed with. Right? Here's another example. Starts out with a completely random message. I'm Margaret. Are you Lillian? Person replies back, I'm Izzy. Scammer replies, I'm really sorry. I think I made the mistake between your number and Lillian's number. I hope I didn't disturb your good day. Right? Victim replies back, that's okay. Right? At that point, text message should stop. There's no reason that the scammer should keep on replying. It's established as the wrong number, but it's a scam, so you're going to keep on replying. Right? Thank you for your understanding and patience. We are kind. You are a kind person. I hope you have a good day today. I'm 36 years old. Would you mind telling me your age? Right? So this is where they start gathering information. Last one asked location. This one asked age. A couple more examples here for you. This one starts out with just hi. A random text message says hi. Right? So, of course, you can reply back. You don't know who it is, and you're thinking, oh, did somebody change their number? What's going on? Right? Well, you reply back. You just let them know it's an active number. You let them know to target you more. So you shouldn't even reply back to messages like this. I mean, I assume if I get a random message that says hi and that's all it says, it's a scam. Right? Unless it's followed up with more info about who it is and it's somebody I know and like I recognize it. No, I'm not going to reply back just to somebody that says hi. Because you're saying, you know, target me with more scams. Right? But anyway, so just for example, get the message hi, they reply back, hi, who is this? Like a normal person would. Right? I'm Karina. Are you David? We met last week at Linda's party. You picked this number for me. Then the victim says, I'm sorry, you had the wrong phone number. Yeah. Right. And at that point, conversation should end. Right? But the scammer goes, oh my gosh, I checked and found out. I entered the wrong area code. I hope this doesn't bother you. Right? The victim replies back, that's okay, no problem. Again, conversation should end. But the scammer keeps going. Thank you very much. You are a very polite, friendly and polite person. I hope we could be friends. Nice to meet you. My name is Karina. What can I call you? And they replied back, Pat. And you have a beautiful name. I am from Malaysia and currently living in Los Angeles. Where do you live? All right, so this one goes into asking where you live. So it's asks your name, where you live. Next, it'll ask your age. All right, so it's trying to get your details. It's all a wrong number scam. And that's the thing that's tricky about these wrong number scams. They could start in any way. Right? It could just be any random message that says any random thing, you know? Another example to share with you. Let me know in the chat and in the comments if you've gotten these scam text messages or you get these wrong number text messages. Just checking out Facebook real quick. Hey, what's up, Facebook? Leave a comment. Say hi. Let me know you're watching. Facebook, Instagram. Do my best to reply here. We're on YouTube as well, of course. But anyway, so this example on the screen of a wrong number scam, right? It starts off with, "Hi, Byron, I'm Jane." And then it follows up with a photo, right? So this example is important because we're actually seeing this more often now, where they send you a text message and it includes a photo with it. They're trying to get you to reply back, right? A little bit more incentive there. And an interesting thing about the photo that's included is maybe this is a real picture of somebody that was stolen, but it's probably AI, right? Because now scammers can just generate pictures with AI. Never mind, they can generate videos with AI now. That's that. We'll talk about that more on another live stream. But the stuff they can do with AI now is incredible. So, but anyway, this is an example of a wrong number scam. You get a random text message, "Hi, Byron, I'm Jane," right? It comes with this attachment of an attractive woman. You're like, maybe it's my lucky day. Not so much, right? So this text message comes in at 1:58, right? And you'll see 4 hours goes past. There's no reply, right? This one came to me. I don't reply. It was a scam, right? So 1:58, 4 hours goes by. A follow-up message comes in 4 hours on the dot. "Have you gotten the pictures I sent?" Right? So the reason why I point this out to you is these wrong number scam text messages that you're getting, this isn't a real person at the other end sitting here sending messages. This is a bot. This is a program. It's sending out the same message to hundreds of thousands of numbers, right? The same, "Hi, Byron, I'm Jane," same attachment, right? Same picture, right? And then the bot's programmed where if you don't reply, 4 hours goes by, no reply comes in, it sends a follow-up. "Have you gotten the pictures I sent?" Right? So this is all automated. This is all automated. Even in the other examples of that conversation, is all automated. And then at a certain point, once it gathers your name, your age, your location, and your information, once it gathers that info from you, then it hands off at a certain point to a real scammer, right? It decides, okay, this is going to be a romance scam. It hands off to a scammer to do that. Or this is going to be a pig butchering scam. And then it hands off to a scammer that's going to do that, right? But it all starts out with a bot, right? A bot sending out hundreds and thousands of text messages. Is programmed to reply and have a conversation with you, gather information. It sends pictures. So wrong number scams, right? This is why people fall for this stuff. It could be convincing. It could be convincing as in like you could actually have a conversation with a bot and the bot's answering and it's providing pictures and it's, it could be very convincing and seem like a real person, especially now with more AI and the technology that's out there. Now, they could literally call you on a video call and have like an AI video generated of this person, of this picture. It's wild. But anyway, so wrong number scams. Check out our video about it. Got 101,000 views. Again, 101,000 views. Our most popular video on our YouTube channel. So go check that one out. And be aware of these wrong number scams. Don't fall for it. All right, we're getting there. We're probably about halfway through the scams now. Still lots more good stuff to go over here, though. How are we all doing this evening? Any latecomers? It's all good because we're going to be going for at least another hour and 20 minutes. At least until 8:45. And we'll see how we're feeling at 8:45 because I've been known to go even longer if people want. So. But lots of good stuff coming up. We went over red flags already. 5 red flags to identify scammers, identify a scam. All right, we're about halfway through all the different scams that we discuss. So many examples so far we shared this evening. We played phone calls for you. We showed you text messages. We showed you emails. We still have a lot more examples coming up. All right, and these are all active scams, all actively circulating now, all recent. And we're going to talk about right now, we're going to spend a little time talking about QR code scams. I don't know if Liz is still watching or not, but I know this is one of Liz's favorite scams, these QR codes. Liz stays away from the QR codes. So, QR code scams. The first example of one that we're going to share and talk about are these free gift postcards. Or free gift offers in general. Whether it comes on a postcard or it pops up on your screen and says, scan this QR code for your free gift. But here's the example of the postcard offering a free gift that comes with a QR code on it. And they're offering you these free wireless Bluetooth earbuds. Just scan the QR code to get started, right? But it's going to take it to a fake retail website. A fake retail website that supposedly is offering these earbuds. They'll probably try to get you to pay some kind of shipping. Even though it says shipping and handling on us, they'll probably get you to try and pay something for something. Right? At the very least, it's going to have you enter your personal details and steal it from you that way. But the idea is, you get some random offer that has a QR code on it. Be suspicious about scanning it. If it sounds like a too good to be true offer, right? And look, people use QR codes for legit stuff all the time. At some point, as during this live stream, you're going to probably see that those tiles across that keep on sliding across my live stream background. At a certain point, you're going to have an opportunity to donate because there's going to be a QR code that goes across and says scan this to donate, right? So there's tons of legit uses of these QR codes and people using them for legit purposes. But I'm going to use my QR code as an example here. When it comes across the screen, you see it come across the screen. The thing is, right above it, right above the QR code, I have the URL show. There it is. So I have the URL show right there on the screen above it. Scamaware101.com/donate. Right? So you don't have to scan the QR code. You don't have to trust the QR code. Right? What you do is you can just skip the QR code altogether and go directly to scamaware101.com/donate. Right? And that's how you stay safe from these QR codes. The safest QR code is one you don't have to scan. Right? But sometimes you're in a situation you have to scan a QR code, which it is what it is. You're at a restaurant, it's on the menu or something, right? And and the important thing to do is make sure it's not been tampered with. It doesn't look like somebody's put a different QR code on top of it. And we'll talk about that a little bit more as we go through some of these other examples here. But anyway, this was the first example of one of these QR code scams. It's a free gift offer. Whether it comes on a postcard and says scan this QR code, or you get an email that has a QR code that says scan it, right? They've been known to send you these QR codes, pop-ups on your screen, right? Congratulations, you won a prize. Scan this QR code. Be suspicious and don't fall for these free gift offers. Whether it's got a QR code or not, if it sounds too good to be true. Be careful what information you provide and how you handle it. Oh yeah, and the official definition of that was victims receive a physical postcard in the mail offering a free gift. When the victim attempts to activate the gift card by scanning a QR code, malware is installed on their device, or a fake website is opened to steal personal information. Right? That's why you don't want to scan these QR codes, because they can take it to a fake website that steals information, or they can install malware on your device. Just like any website, scanning a QR code is the same thing as clicking a link. It really is. Clicking a link takes you to a website, scanning a QR code takes you to a website. Right? So you have to be careful with both those. You just don't want to click any links that anybody sends you. And it's the same thing with QR codes that you find in public. I'm not saying all are bad. I'm not saying never scan them. Just keep in mind, the scammers are out there and they're taking advantage of it, and you'll be aware of that. But when you choose to scan QR codes. And as we continue to talk about QR codes here, here's another QR code scam. And this one is fake parking meter QR codes. Here's a warning about this scam from the BBB. Double check that QR code before you pay for parking. Right? So, all these modern day parking meters, a lot of them have a QR code that you're supposed to scan, and it takes you to an app to pay your parking fees. Well, what scammers have been doing, they've been printing out stickers with malicious QR codes, and they've been slapping them onto the parking meters. So when you scan that QR code to pay, instead of being taken to the real site, you're paying a scammer, or you're providing your personal information to a scammer. All right, so you scan the parking meter, you scan the code, you think you're just paying for parking like anybody else, but you're actually getting scammed. And then to add insult to injury, you come back to your car and you got a ticket because you thought you paid parking, but you didn't. So now you got a ticket on your windshield. Or towed, which is even better. So watch out for these QR codes that are being slapped on the parking meters, right? When you see the QR code, make sure it doesn't look like it's been tampered with or anything like that. And if you could avoid the QR code altogether in a public situation like that, by just going to the website directly or opening the app that you already have, right, and just entering the parking meter number manually. Right? If you could avoid the QR code, avoid it. Sometimes you can't. You got to do what you got to do. But if it's avoidable, best practice is, just avoid it. Side note, kind of related. It's like an email. You get an email that tells you to click this link to pay your phone bill, for example. Right? There's no reason to click that link. What you do is just go to the website directly. You know who your phone provider is. You know where their website is. Go to the website directly. Why? Don't even bother clicking the link. Right? You have this. You form these good habits of not clicking links that you don't have to click. So you don't even have to think to yourself, is this a scam? If I click this link, is it going to take me somewhere fake? Is this real? You don't even have to think about that. Oh, an email comes in, says my phone bill is due. I'm going to go website directly. You go website directly. Oh, it was a scam. My phone bill isn't due. Right? But you didn't click the link. You avoided it. You could have clicked the link, but why take the risk? You already know how to get to your website without clicking the link, right? So anyway, that goes back to these QR codes. If you already know what website you're supposed to go to, or you already know what app you're supposed to use, don't bother scanning the QR code. Just go to the website directly or use the app, right? It's just best practices. It's how you stay safe. There's no reason to click on extra QR codes when you don't have to. There's no reason to click on extra links when you don't have to, right? And then the last QR code scam example we're going to share with you. But not the last scam. We still got more of those to go over. Keeping the theme of parking tickets, parking scams. So there's been cases of these actual paper, physical paper, fake parking tickets, parking violations being put in people's windshields. And at the bottom of the violation, the fake violation, it has a QR code to scan. It's covered up in this example. The person's covering up the code with their fingers. But there's been lots of reports of this scam really the past year. Like this one's dated April, so they've been going on since at least earlier this year. We've seen a lot of reports. And it's happening in big cities. Like this one is in Houston. There's been reports of Denver, right? New York. There's just all the big cities. We're starting to see more and more reports of these fake parking violation tickets being left in people's windshields. And as a QR code to scan, takes them to a fake website. They don't realize it, but they're providing their payment details to a scammer. And look, this isn't the type of situation where you think, oh, I'm going to pay, they're going to charge me $75 and I'm out. Big deal. No, they're not going to charge you $75. They're going to take your payment details, whatever you gave them, your credit card, your bank account deal, whatever deals you gave them, they're going to take it and they're going to buy everything they can, a lot more than $75. Right? So this isn't the type of thing where it's like, oh, what do I care? They just beat me out of $75. It doesn't work that way. You gave them your billing information. Now they're going to go ordering stuff, as you. They're going to start buying. They're going to have a big screen TV the holidays on you. You're Santa. You're Santa Claus this year for them. So watch out for these types of scams. You get these parking violations stuffed in your windshield. And make sure they're legit. Take the time to go to the official Houston, website for parking violations and see what's up. But this doesn't even look like it. If you've ever seen a real parking violation ticket, at least the ones I've seen, they don't even look like this. But anyway, watch out for this type of scam. It's just another type of QR code scam that's circulating. It's out there. Another clever way that these scammers use newer technologies to trick people. QR code scams. Watch out for them. Let me know if you guys ever encountered that one or heard about that one. I saw somebody reporting in the local, one of these local Florida groups, maybe like a Delray Beach one or Boynton Beach one, but I saw somebody mentioning that they were getting these fake parking violations put in their windshield. So this happened all over the place. All right, we're going to continue with some more scams here. These next two scams are definitely important to be aware of during the holidays. But before I dive into those, let me just take a moment and welcome anybody new who's here watching for the first time. Don't be shy. Say hi in the chat and in the comments. I want to hear from you. Let me know you're watching. We're streaming live on Instagram and on Facebook. You can help us spread awareness by hitting that thumbs up button, hit that like button, subscribe button. You can reshare the live stream, invite some more people to it. We'll be going for at least another hour. So still got some more good scams to go over with you. We're actually going to take a look at the the AARP scam tracker map and see what scams are being reported and are actively circulating, right? So these are all active scams that we're going over tonight, and all currently circulating and targeting you, friends, family, and loved ones. So let's get some more people up in here. Join our free mailing list, scamaware101.com. Hit join mailing list. It's free to join. We'll send you some scam awareness tips, reminders when we're going live. Follow us on all your favorite social media: YouTube, Blue Sky X, Instagram, Threads, Facebook. We have a gift shop too. Still time to order some gifts for the holidays for family. Coming up here, we got mugs, stickers, mouse pads. I picked all the items that you kind of would keep on your desk and in front of you. This way, you're constantly being reminded, or you're constantly reminding that loved one, don't fall for that scam, right? You have your coffee mugs sitting there with you on your desk. And it's like Scamware 101, don't fall for the scam. Right, you get a mouse pad, you're about ready to click that link, and you say, oh wait, Scamware 101. Let's not do that. Anyway, fun gifts, help support a good cause. They're a little pricey, they're a little overpriced, but you just see how much they charge me for them. So anyhow, appreciate the support, and really it's all about just helping go towards a good cause, and I can reinvest the money and getting some more people on here on the live stream, posting some ads for the live stream, things like that. Anyhow, let's keep going here. More scams to talk about. Oh, and we got YouTube memberships too. Sign up for YouTube membership. Hit that super thanks button. That helps as well. So the next batch of scams we're going to talk about here. Talk about undeliverable package scams. I mentioned this is one of those scams to be aware of during the holidays. It happens all year round. Like most of these scams happen all year round, but this type of scam usually picks up towards the end of the year and the beginning of the year. These undeliverable package scams. And what they are is victims receive fake notifications about undeliverable packages and are asked to click a link to resolve. The link opens a fake website impersonating UPS, FedEx, and USPS. Any personal or financial details provided by the victim are stolen by scammers. There never was a package, right? And most commonly we see these as text message scams. We see cases of email scams too, but the most common was the text message version of this scam. And if you ever receive a text message that claims to be from FedEx, UPS, USPS, and they say you have an undeliverable package, right, it's a scam. None of those delivery services send text messages like that. Right? If you want to get updates about your package, you have to know about it in advance, and you have to request updates for that specific package. You don't just get random updates for packages that can't be delivered to your house or packages that you're supposed to be receiving. Right? So if you get these text messages that look like any of the examples that we're about to ready to share, it's a scam. Like this one. The USPS package has arrived at the warehouse and cannot be delivered due to incomplete address information. Please confirm your address in the link within 12 hours. There's a fake link to click. If you click that link, you get taken to a fake website that steals any details you enter. All right, here's another one. UPS ground. Reschedule your shipment delivery. We attempted to deliver your UPS package on June 23rd. It's got a grammar mistake there. It's always a red flag. But we're unable to contact you, and the delivery could not be completed. Your package needs to be signed for in person, so please reschedule the delivery by doing the following. And it's got the link to the fake website. But again, you click that link, it takes you to a fake website, steals your details. Here's an example of a group text message. All right? I don't know if you're still watching, Katie, but here's a group text message. And what they did is a scammer renamed it to USPS. So the group gets it. They see it's named USPS. And I guess because of renaming it, maybe it adds legitimacy in some people's minds, right? But it's a little trick that they use to try and get people thinking it's a legit message from USPS. And just, since the package does not have a house number, the package transportation is interrupted. Please update. It's got a link to the fake website. It's a package, undeliverable package scam. There's a couple more examples for you here. This one has an attachment. Remember earlier we mentioned never trust attachments that you weren't expecting or came from an unknown source. All right, you can't trust those unsolicited communications when you have an attachment like that. Especially when it's an HTML file, like in this example. That's how malware and viruses get installed on your device. All right, but this says, dear customer, your package has arrived at the distribution facility, but we were unable to deliver it due to incomplete address information. All right, it has a USPS logo there, right? And that tells you, please click on the HTML file above to update your address. Don't do it. It's going to install malware on your device. Best case, it takes you to a fake website that steals your personal details. Worst case, it installs malwares on your device. Malwares. It installs malware or viruses or other harmful things to your device, right? Where they could access your files, steal your personal information, get your logins. Never open an attachment from unknown source, especially if it says it's from USPS and delivery service, because again, they don't send text messages like this. If you did click on any of these fake links, it might take it to a website that looks like this. Right, USPS tracking. This looks legit, but it's not. This is a scam website. It's fake, but it looks pretty legit. They have the logo there, the colors down. They even have a fake tracking number, right? But any information you provide in here, thinking that you're just paying a redelivery fee, you're paying $3 to get your package redelivered, right? You're actually getting your information stolen. So don't trust those text messages claiming to be from delivery services with links to click. It's a very common scam. And again, this one picks up during the holidays because everybody's sending and receiving so many packages. They're more likely to think, oh, okay, this must be a holiday thing. And they fall for it. There's a fun article from last year that I do like to share when we're talking about these undeliverable package scams. This article was published last year, August 2024. And it was in Wired magazine, and it says, USPS text scammers duped his wife, so he hacked their operation. Great headline, right? Love it. But basically what happened is some guy's wife fell for one of these scams, and she entered her credit card details in, the scammer stole it. Right? But this guy, is the husband, he's an IT guy apparently, and he ended up hacking the operation, right? So he got into the criminal organization's network that was behind this, and he found all these fascinating details about the operation and what's going on behind the scenes. And one of the first things that catches my eye is that he said that the criminal network was sending out 100,000 scam texts per day, right? So this is one organization, one criminal group. They're sending out 100,000 scam text messages per day, right? So look, they're simple math, right? One group is sending out 100,000 text messages. There's probably at least 10 groups. There's probably hundreds, but let's say, there's definitely 10, right? 10 times 100,000, it's a million, right? So it's safe to say there's millions and millions of text messages going out every single day. Scam text messages that are targeting you, me, your friends, your family, right? That's why it's so important to be aware of what these scammers are capable of, the technology they have. They're sending out hundreds of thousands of scam text messages per day, right? So anyway, that's one detail they reveals in this article. And there's some more information. The group behind this specific operation was a Chinese language group, right? Were they located in China? No, but they were a Chinese language group, probably in other parts of Asia. Right? Notice how those examples I was showing earlier, they were all country codes in the Philippines, right? And then he also discovered people had entered 438,669 unique credit cards, right? So that's almost 500,000 credit cards, stolen credit cards that these scammers got from victims. Many people entered multiple cards each, right? So it's lucrative. These scammers, they're making money. They're sending out hundreds of thousands of text messages a day. They're getting people's personal details and their payment details and their credit card details, right? They're having success. So why are they going to stop, right? And they're out of reach. They're out of jurisdiction and very hard to track down. And it says 50,000 emails addresses were logged, including university and military and government email addresses, right? So the victims were everywhere. Everybody thinks they're too smart to get scammed, but guess what? There's government getting scammed, there's military getting scammed, there's victims in all 50 states getting scammed, and there's almost 500,000 credit cards sitting there that scammers have. So, hey, everybody's too smart to get scammed, right? Until they get scammed. So, awareness is key. So hit that thumbs up button. Share this live stream. Like, follow, subscribe. But anyway, undeliverable package scams, right? They're a big problem. They pick up during the holidays. Rest assured, none of these delivery services are sending you random delivery text messages. They're scams. Don't fall for them. And I mentioned earlier that sometimes there's an email version of this scam. We have some examples that we're going to share with you about those. And we actually exposed this scam last year in November, right? This undeliverable package scam, this is the email version. And it popped up right during Black Friday during the holidays. See, November 16th, here's this email, impersonating FedEx. We're sorry, your package appears to be delayed. We regret to inform you there's been an issue with your delivery. We understand how frustrating this could be. We're investigating what happened. Right, but what's interesting about this scam is instead of saying, pay a redelivery fee, they say they're offering you a $100 compensation product. All right. Now look, FedEx doesn't offer a $100 compensation product whenever your package is delayed. It'd be nice if they did, but they don't. Right? But look at this. A week later, November 22nd, because this one was November 16th, November 22nd, get another email. Almost identical, same style and everything, except it's from UPS. We're sorry, your package appears to be missing. All right, so these are the same scammers sending out the email. One says FedEx, one says UPS. Using the same graphics of the boxes there, same images. Get your compensation now. A little bit different color change. They use UPS colors here and they use FedEx colors here. But it's the same scam, right? A week apart. And they're offering you a compensation product, but it's fake. It's a scam. UPS, FedEx are not going to offer you products free, $100, $200 every time a package gets delayed or missing. So anyway, the idea is you click that link to get your compensation product and you get taken to a fake retail website with all these amazing deals. They're too good to be true. Just pay shipping. It's a scam. And I'm going to show you actual examples of where these linked to. I'm going to show you the examples as part of our fake retail website scam examples that we're going to talk about next. So anyway, look, right now, watch out for this specific scam, this email version, because the only time I saw it was it popped up during Black Friday last year, right now during the holidays, and within a couple weeks, it was gone. Right. So I suspect that the scam, it pops up during the holidays and disappears. So it's probably up right now somewhere. So watch out for it. Don't get tricked by these fake emails offering you free products, compensation products, because they all lead to fake retail websites. And that's the scam we're going to talk about next. Fake retail websites. Another holiday scam to be aware of. How we all doing? Let me know you're still watching. Give me some reactions. Say hi in the chat. Leave a comment. Let me know you're here. We're streaming live on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. We're going to be going for about another hour. So still lots of good stuff to come up. Some more scams we're going to go over. We're going to go check out the ARP scam tracker map. See what scams are being reported throughout the country. That's always fun. And look, it's scam season. Right now it's during the holidays. And scams start picking up. There'll be lots of scams the next couple months here. So stay aware. Stay alert. Warn your friends, your family. Keep watching our videos. Join our mailing list on Scamware 101 so we can remind you about our live streams. Let you know when there's new content coming out. Send you some warnings. All right. Let's keep talking about some more scams here. We got, I think, 5 more left. 5. We got six more scams left. And then we're going to check out the ARP scam tracker map. So let's talk about these fake retail website scams. All right, fake retail websites. Scammers create fake websites to sell products that are never delivered. Victims are lured in by unbeatable deals and lose money once they pay. These scams often target holiday shoppers or those seeking trending items. It's true. All right, so these fake retail websites, obviously, they pick up more during the holidays because people are shopping for the holidays, trying to find deals. Everybody's buying gifts, right? So these fake retail websites pop up and they have amazing offers. Right? Get these wireless headphones worth $175, but just pay shipping, $8.95. Big Black Friday deal banner across the top here. All right? This was actually where the previous scam would link to. When you click to get your compensation product, that fake, the fake undeliverable package scam we just talked about, the email version, when you click to get product, these are the actual examples of where it took you. These were the products that it was offering you. What it was just forwarding you to a different scam. A different scam that's up here, a fake retail website scam. But they're offering you these wireless headphones, just pay shipping. But that's how they steal your details. You think you're getting this great offer. Wow, $175 and I'm only paying $9. But you put your details in and the scammers steal them. And most times the product never arrives. If you're lucky, a counterfeit product arrives. Here's another example. It's another one of those products that was linked to in the previous scam. A real example of a fake retail website. Right there, the fake Black Friday banner up there. These examples are all from last year, right around this time. November last year. So, and this one's a portable heater. This is valued at $175. Just pay $9 for shipping. $8.69. But it's a scam. Any details you enter here get stolen. And another interesting thing I learned about, like I want to say recently, I learned about this one earlier in the year, is I read somewhere that the information that you type in here, like let's say you're typing in your shipping information and then you type in your payment information, and right before you click submit, you're like, maybe this is a scam. Never mind, I'm not going to do it. All right. Well, I actually heard that as you type your information in, it gets logged in real time. So even if you don't click submit, the scammer still logs your details behind the scenes and still gets your credit card details. All right, pretty clever, right? So even if you don't click submit, just by entering your information, just by typing in your information into somebody's sites, it might be enough to secretly reveal it to these scammers. One more example here of these fake retail websites. Again, it was all part of that same scam from earlier. Black Friday, banner across the top, right? And of course, they were offering wireless earbuds, free wireless earbuds, just pay shipping. You know, wireless earbuds is a hot product, right? That's why on that other example we shared earlier, right, the gift card, they were offering earbuds. Right, it's a hot item. Just pay $8.69 for shipping. But it's a scam because steal whatever payment details you enter. If an offer is too good to be true, it probably is, right? Don't trust these websites you never heard of before, especially when they're offering something too good to be true. Be careful what information, if you're going to risk it, be careful what information you do enter. Never enter banking and debit information. But anyway, so that's it. Fake retail websites. Oh, well, let me talk a little bit more about these fake retail websites. So you could end up on them in many different ways, right? So we just talked about that email scam that was impersonating delivery services, right? But really, it could be any variation of email scams that redirect you to these fake retail websites. You get one that just impersonates a fake retailer, special holiday sale. Click here, it takes you to a fake website, right? So all sorts of emails could direct you to these fake retail websites, right? But then there's ads on like social media, right? Facebook and other social media websites, because scammers can purchase ads just like anybody else. Right? So scammers purchase ads. They have an offer that sounds too good to be true, and they link it to these fake retail websites that steal your information. Right? Search results. Maybe you're actually searching for wireless Bluetooth earbuds, right? Maybe you're searching for them. A scammer purchased a sponsored search result on Google, right? So the first result that comes up, it takes you to this fake retail website. Right? Just because it came up in Google or it says sponsored listing, doesn't mean you can trust it. Scammers can purchase Google results and sponsored listings just like anybody else. All right. Banner ads on third-party sites, trusted third-party sites. Let's say you're on like a news website that you use and trust, and it's a real website. Well, they use third-party providers for their ads and their banner advertisements. A scammer purchases a fake ad through a third-party provider, right? And that ad gets inserted on all these legit websites. So just because you're on a legit website doesn't mean you could trust the ads that pop up, for third-party services. And you can see an ad that pops up on one of these websites, a banner ad, and get your free wireless Bluetooth earbuds, right? But it takes you to a fake website. Right? So there's so many ways you could end up on these fake retail websites, which is why you have to be so critical of who you order from and which websites you enter information into. Go see if there's reviews on a website, see if anybody's talking about them on Google yet. And all the examples I just shared, these examples with you, when I tried to Google the websites, the names of the websites, they were so new that there was no information showing up in Google for them, no results showing up in Google for them. They were registered specifically to put up this scam and take it down once Black Friday was over. It was like a hit and run. All right. So finding no information about these fake websites is just as bad as finding bad information, right? If you find no information, it's just as suspect as finding bad info when it comes to e-commerce websites and ordering online. So anyway, watch out for these fake retail website scams. Again, pick up during the holidays. they're all year round, but they always pick up during the holidays too. So don't get scammed this holiday season while you're out there ordering your Labubus. If you're looking for Labubus for a holiday season, you got to reach out to Johnny. If he's still in the chat, Johnny Labubu, that's what we call him. Johnny Labubu, or Labubu Johnny. I don't know. I'll let him decide. But he's here to answer all your questions. He used to be an expert on Beanie Babies too, but now he's switched over to Labubus. Right, Johnny? Let us know in the chat. He'll answer any of your Labubu questions too in the chat. Just put them in there. All right, well, I'm having fun. I think I'm funny. That's all that matters. All right, so that was fake retail websites. We got a couple more scams coming up. Next one here. Before we go into it, before we jump into these grandparent scams, super important to be aware of. If you're just joining us, check out scamaware101.com and hit join mailing list. We'll send you some useful information, remind you when we're going live, and do our best to help keep you safe from scams. Follow us on favorite social media: YouTube, Blue Sky, X, Facebook, Threads, Instagram. We're on them all except TikTok. We're not on TikTok. We're on everywhere else though. So check us out there. Give us a like, follow, subscribe. It really does help. Really does help. Checking Instagram and Facebook. Anybody that's lurking over there, feel free to leave a comment, and I'll do my best to reply to you. But I'm answering the YouTube channels the quickest because I got those right up in front of me. So hop on over to YouTube and jump in on the chat as we continue to talk about these scams. All right, grandparent scams. So these are one of those scams that should really aggravate everybody, and it shows you what kind of morals and ethics that these scammers have, right? This scam is called a grandparent scam because it literally targets grandparents and the older folks out there, the parents and the grandparents out there, and it uses their kids and their grandkids as bait, right, to trick them. And how these grandparent scams work is scammers impersonate a distressed relative, claiming they have been arrested and needing financial help. Victims, usually seniors, act quickly to assist their loved ones. The scammers will often impersonate law enforcement, court personnel, and lawyers to extract even more money from the victim, right? And I actually have a video I'm going to play for you of a grandparent scammer, right? Because if you've ever wondered how somebody could, I would know if it was my relative in trouble. I would know if it was my granddaughter calling. Well, when I play this video, you might be like, wow, that's actually pretty clever what they do. Because these scammers, they do this for a living. They're very convincing, right? And the video I'm going to show you, the scammer, he impersonates the loved one for about 20 seconds. He impersonates the loved one. I'm in help. I've been in an accident. I'm in trouble. I'm going to hand you to the police, right? And it could be anybody's kid in distress. It really could. It just sounds like a distressed person crying. You know, nobody sounds like themselves when they're crying, right? So it just sounds like a distressed person crying, and it could be your loved one. It could be anybody's loved one, right? And the scammer knows this, right? So they do this impression of that loved one real quick, 20 seconds, and boom, they hop over and they say, oh, this is the police, and we have your granddaughter here. You know, this is what's going on. And then they start impersonating a cop. So it's a quick 20-second impersonation of a loved one. And next thing you know, before you can get any details or talk to them, you're talking to a cop, and you think that your loved one's in big trouble. And anyway, I'm going to show you the story or the video here instead of sitting here describing it. And what does that mean? I hope my video still works. And let me tell you what this is real quick. Let me frame this video for you before we start playing it. All right. So this is a scammer in the Dominican Republic, and he's a grandparent scammer, right? So he does these grandparent scams that we're talking about here, and basically, there's a YouTuber out there who he messes with these scammers. He goes by the name Scam Sandwich. So this is a short clip from one of his videos, right? So go check out his YouTube channel, Scam Sandwich, if you want to see the full clip. It's much longer, and he confronts the scammer, and he calls the victim and warns her, and it's a great video. But for the sake of this live stream, I'm just going to share a small clip here of the scammer doing his thing. so you can get an idea of what's happening when you get a phone call like this, and how they, start this phone call with you. And this scammer is known as an opener, because it's his job to initiate the scam and reach out to the victims. He opens the scam, right? And he goes in a whole narrative. He tells the victim what's going on. And then what he does is he says, okay, now stay by your phone because we're going to be calling you back. That's when he hands it off to closers, who they're trained in getting the money from the victim, extracting as much money as possible, right? But we're going to watch a video of the opener and how the scam opens to show you exactly what happens and how these scammers trick people into thinking that they're actually talking to a loved one, right? And again, these are the scammers targeting your grandparents, targeting your parents. They're impersonating you. If you're the younger person in this situation, if you're a child in this situation, they're impersonating you. They're using you to trick your parents and your grandparents and to steal their money. These scammers are going to try to take your retirement funds, their savings, anything that your parents or grandparents have left, they're going to try to take. Any inheritance they might have put away for you, they're going to try to take, right? So anyway, let me play this clip for you of this grandparent scam. And I want to hear what you think. Tell me in the comments what you think. And let me know if you could see why so many people would think, wow, that really was a loved one. And they really are in trouble. All right. So let's take a listen.
Oh, Mom, I had a car accident.
Huh?
I had a car accident, Mom.
Is this Linda?
It's me, Linda.
Where are you?
I got a car accident.
What happened?
I'm gonna put the officer on. I got arrested.
You got arrested?
Hi, ma'am.
Yes.
Hi, are you Linda's mom?
Yes.
What I'm gonna need you to do is grab a pen and paper and write down Linda's case number, ma'am. I need you to hurry up, please, ma'am.
Case number?
It's the number 2.
2?
The letter B as in boy. Can you read that back to me?
2, B.
Now, I'm gonna read what's going on, ma'am, okay?
Okay.
Linda was involved in a car accident. That was stated in the police report. She admitted that was her fault. While she was driving, she was using her phone. That's what caused the accident, ma'am, okay?
Oh, man.
The woman that was driving the other vehicle was 7 months pregnant. We had to rush her into the nearby hospital. She might lose her baby.
Oh, really?
Yes. Now, we actually confiscated her cell phone for legal evidence, so she cannot receive or cannot make calls. This is going to be her only last call. Are you with me, ma'am?
Yes, I am.
Now, she actually wrote a note down here saying that she didn't want anyone to know about this. Let's honor her wish for right now because it's too much for her right now. That's what she's saying.
Okay.
What I'm going to need you to do, ma'am, is stay by the phone and wait for the lawyer to call, okay?
Okay.
Okay, bye-bye, ma'am.
All right, bye.
So you see that? That's a grandparent scam. That's how he tricks the victim into thinking that their loved one's in danger. It's a quick 20-second impression of somebody that's crying that could be anybody's loved one. And then he immediately switch over to impersonating a police officer. He starts playing recordings of the police scanners in the background, so it sounds like you're actually talking to a cop that's sitting at a police station, right? He tells the victim that he's confiscated your daughter's phone, so don't bother trying to call. Her phone's been confiscated, right? And then notice how he says, and also she says that she's embarrassed and for you not to tell anybody. That's the request of confidentiality. That's the red flag that we mentioned earlier when they ask you to keep something secret or confidential. That's the trick. Oh, she's embarrassed. Don't tell anybody. Because they think if you tell someone, they might point out, actually, that's a common scam, right? And again, he said he confiscated your loved one's phone because he's trying to subliminally get the idea of you calling them out of your head. Whereas if you hang up and actually call them, you'll probably reach them and they'll be like, I'm fine. I'm not in jail. What are you talking about? Right? So that's how a grandparent scam works. And again, this guy's from the Dominican Republic, but these scammers are all over the place. And if you get a call like this, don't fall for it. Also, I just want to point out how ruthless these types of scammers are, because this opener, he ends his portion of it by saying, okay, stand by the phone, right? And we'll be reaching back out to you. Well, the closers reach out, and now the closers get on the phone with the victim. And then what they do is they start acting like all these different agencies, right? They'll impersonate defense attorneys and say, you have to pay us now. Then they impersonate police officers, you have to pay us now. Then they impersonate court personnel and say, you have to pay us now. And they just keep on calling back and making up different agencies and new excuses to get more money to get your loved one, back out safely, But it's all a scam. Your loved ones, chances are your loved one's fine. Maybe they're in some other trouble, but they're not sitting in, in jail because of what this guy's saying. But anyway, important to be aware of this scam. Make sure you're the older loved ones in your family, if you're the older ones in the family, if you got the kids and the grandkids, be aware of it. Don't fall for this type of scam if you get this type of call. So that's grandparent scams. How are you all doing out there? Got about 40 minutes left here. Still time, though. Still good stuff coming up here. We're going to talk about fake order scams next now. I'll just bring my slide up. Bear with me. Make sure to join our free mailing list, scamware101.com. And follow us on all your favorite social media platforms. If you're feeling in the giving mood for the holidays, you can donate. Scamware101.com/donate. You can purchase some merch, some gifts over in our gift shop and merch shop, coffee mugs, things like that. Check it out on our YouTube store. All right. This next scam here, fake order scams. This is an important one. A lot of these are important, but this one is extremely common. We did a video about this one. And the thing about these fake order scams is we're actually being targeted from all directions. Phone calls, emails, text messages. These scammers, they're pretty persistent here. All right. So these fake order scams is when victims receive a fake notification that an order was made under their account. When the victim calls to dispute the fake order, a scammer impersonates customer support and attempts to steal their personal and financial information. Right. So look, you'll get a text message that says, hey, an order was placed. If this wasn't you, call this number. They're trying to trick you to call that number, right? Just like the tech support scams we talked about earlier, where they say you're infected with a virus, call tech support at, and it was a lie. They're trying to trick you into calling scammers. Well, this is an order was placed. If it wasn't you, call customer support now, right? But it's actually scammers. You got to call scammers. They'll impersonate customer support, but it's a scam. And in a lot of cases, they'll try to get on your device. They'll say somebody's using your identity, your money's not safe, yada, yada, yada. They have their stories. But we're going to spend a little time on this one. I'm going to share a few different examples of these fake order scams because they can vary so much. The notification could be for anything. It could say anything was purchased, right? Because the whole idea is that they want you to call up and say, I didn't purchase this. They could literally say anything was purchased. They could say, you purchased a basket full of puppies, and if you didn't purchase this, call this number. Right? Well, I didn't purchase any puppies, so I call that number. Yeah. But here's some real examples. So you get a text message like this, and it impersonates Apple. We have noticed that your Apple iCloud ID was recently used at an Apple store for $143, paid by Apple Pay pre-authorization. All right, and then it goes on. Towards the end, it says, call this number immediately to cancel the charge. If not you, talk to Apple representative, call this number immediately. All right, but you call that number, you get connected to a scammer. That's not Apple support's number. It's a scam. They'll impersonate Apple, and they'll go into a whole narrative. Somebody's got your access to your funds and your identity, and you need to transfer money, and right, but it's not real. It's a scam. So if you get this type of text message claiming there's a charge, don't trust it. Don't call the number. Don't trust the link. If you're concerned it's real, check your Apple account directly. Again, don't click the link. Don't trust the phone number, because that's how these fake order scams work. They're trying to trick you to call them. It's a way for you to connect with a scammer. They're trying to trick you into thinking you're calling customer support. And what better way to get you to call customer support than make you think that something was purchased under your account, right? So that was a text message version of this scam. But again, we're being targeted from all directions. So I'm going to share some phone call recordings, versions of this scam. I actually have two examples to share with you right now, these fake order scams, the phone call version of these scams. The first one is going to impersonate Amazon, and it claims a MacBook Pro was purchased under your account for something like $1,400, something like that. So they're claiming there's $1,000, $1,400 is going to be charged to your account unless you call them back, right? Or they might ask you to press 1. Because the idea is that you were supposed to answer the phone, and then you're supposed to press 1 or call back, and you connect this scammer. Let me play this recording for you. Many people reported this phone call. We included this example in our video, fake order scams, and many people left comments saying they received the exact same call. So be aware of this one and don't fall for it. If you get a call like this, don't press 1 and don't talk to customer service. But here we go. Let's listen to this example. Fake order scam.
This call is to authorize the payment of $1,499 for the recent order of Apple MacBook Pro on your Amazon account. If you do not authorize this payment, please press 1 to speak to our customer support representative.
All right, so that was an example of a fake order scam recording. It impersonates Amazon, claims a MacBook Pro was purchased under your account. You're going to get charged $1,400, $1,400, and you better press 1 to talk to support. But if you press 1, you get connected to a scammer. So don't press 1. And don't call back a number if they leave it for you. All right, it's a scam. If you're worried it's real, go check your Amazon account directly. But don't trust links, don't trust phone numbers. There's an example of a fake order scam. Just like we showed you a text message that tries to trick you, that's a phone call that tries to trick you. Here's another phone call that tries to trick you. This one impersonates Walmart, and it claims a PlayStation was purchased on your account for like $800. All right, and that tells you callback number displayed to dispute it. Which, by the way, it's always a red flag. They don't leave a real phone number. Instead, they tell you just call number displayed on caller ID. It's a red flag. We mentioned that on our recent red flag videos, so check that one out. But for now, let's listen to this example.
We are trying to contact you concerning an unverified purchase of PlayStation 5 Special Edition bundled with Pulse 3D headset being ordered from your Walmart account for an amount of $859.50. If you did not authorize this transaction or wish to cancel, please press 1 or return our call on same number at your earliest convenience.
So you return that call on same number or call number displayed or something like that. So it's always a scam. They can't say the real phone number, right? Because tons of scammers are using the same recording, all different phone numbers, right? So instead they just say call number displayed or call number shown or call number back. But anyway, that's an example of a fake order scam. It claims that you purchased a PlayStation, and it tells you if it wasn't you, call back number. If you call back number, you'll be connected to a scammer. All right, so don't fall for it. That's an example of a fake order scam. All right, so far we looked at a text message example of a fake order scam. We heard 2 voice recordings of a fake order scam. Again, all these are circulating, all these are recent. You could be targeted with these any day. All right, but what about an email version of this scam? Well, what we have for you here is a victim story from last year, August 2024. All right, and this was an example of a fake order scam, and it was initiated by email. So let's read her story here. A 23-year-old Lincoln woman reported losing $4,100 after falling victim to an identity fraud scam in July. The scam began on July 17th with an email claiming she had purchased an iPhone. The woman called the number provided in the email to dispute the purchase. Right, so I'm going to pause there. There you go. That's how the fake order notification scam works. She got an email. It said she purchased an iPhone, right? And it says, oh, this wasn't you. Call this number to dispute it. She calls the number to dispute it. She thinks she's talking to Apple. She ends up being connected to scammers, right? And that's how the whole fake order notification works, right? And then once they got you on the phone, they go into their whole narrative about your money not being safe, someone stolen your identity, yada, yada, right? So that's how this fake order scam works. That's the email version of it. And that's why you need to be aware of it works. They can say anything was purchased. They can claim to be any vendor. They can claim to say anything was purchased, right? You just have to be aware of this type of scam, right? Don't call that number and don't fall for it and put yourself in a situation where you're talking to a scammer. Also, this article, it included some additional info here, which after she's on the phone with the scammer, here's what happened, right? So according to police, scammers then connected the woman to a person posing as a CIA agent. Right? They told her her identity was in use and multiple accounts were being opened, and they instruct her to withdraw $3,600 from her bank account. The next day, she was directed to use the money to purchase Walmart gift cards and send photos and receipts, because that's what they do. They have you purchase gift cards and send photos, because then they clear out the cards in real time. As soon as you send the photos, the funds are cleared out, right? Additionally, the woman sent another $500 gift card to scammers. So there's that red flag: gift card, gift card, gift card. You ever hear that mentioned by anybody, right? That you don't know. So these strangers call you and they're trying to tell you to purchase gift cards. It has to be a red flag, because we know scammers love to get gift cards. In this case, she lost $4,100 to this scam. It was a fake order scam. Yeah, Dave says parents tell their children not to talk to strangers. Maybe they should do the same thing and verify. Nope. No, I've been saying that for years. Don't talk to strangers. That goes as an adult now too. Right? You always got to be suspicious at first. So, this fake order scams, again, very common. We're being targeted from all angles. Don't fall for them if you're targeted. Okay. And then we got two more scams we're going to talk about before we check the AARP scam tracker map. So we're getting close towards the end of the live stream time, but we got another half hour left. We're going for another 30 minutes here. So keep on sticking around. The best part is coming up. The AARP scam tracker map is always my favorite part. Seeing what the common scams are and what people are reporting. But let's get through these last two snail mail scams first. That's right, I said snail mail scams. If you're asking yourself what I mean by snail mail scams, I'm going to tell you. Snail mail scams is just another funny term meaning traditional postal service mail. Right? The mail that arrives in your physical mailbox in your front yard. Yep, scammers are still using snail mail scams. They're still targeting victims with all sorts of free gift offers, sweepstakes, winnings, inheritance scams. All very common snail mail scams that are still circulating. And this scam we're going to talk about right now is an inheritance scam. That's when victims are contacted with claims of a large inheritance from an unknown relative. But to claim it, they must pay fees or provide personal details. These scams exploit curiosity and greed to steal money and identity information. Right? And the example I'm going to share with you, again, because we're talking about snail mail scams, is an actual letter that was circulating last year, November last year, and still circulating to this day. We still see reports of it coming through. But just because I'm showing you an actual physical snail mail version of this scam, there's plenty of email versions of this scam. There's probably text message versions of this scam. You have to be aware of these inheritance scams. It's a classic scam, right? And they'll use any type of communication method to try and reach new victims. So watch out for emails claiming you have an inheritance, and watch out for snail mail letters. You know, even though they arrive to your mailbox at home, you know, they may feel like they're more personalized and trustworthy, but that doesn't mean they are. You still have to do your due diligence and look into it. So anyway, here's the example of a snail mail letter that's an inheritance scam. Official looking, has a logo, claims to be from a law office. All right, and an interesting thing about this scam too is the person it was addressed to, they made the last name match the deceased relative's last name. So they are paying attention to that detail. Every version of scam letter that goes out, they make sure that whoever's addressed to, the last name matches whoever the supposed deceased relative was. But what the letter says, my name is Mazavar so-and-so, I'm a partner at Agar Law Firm in Canada, yada, yada, yada. There's an unclaimed permanent life insurance policy held by our deceased client. $10.8 million. Deceased client, the late Dr. Maria, same last name as the person is addressed to. And they say, since you share the same last name, you're entitled to a $10.8 million inheritance. It says your relative died of COVID 4 years ago. No one has come forward to claim the inheritance, so it's going to you since you got the same last name. And they will conveniently handle it all for you. They just need your consent to proceed. And then towards the end here it says, this claim requires a high level of confidentiality. It may take up to 30 business days. Right? So there's that red flag, that request for confidentiality. But there's a classic example of inheritance scam. What will happen is if you reach out to this person and you're talking to the scammer, it could go a couple ways. They could try to get you to set up a bank account that they're going to use for their own scams. They could try to get you to pay fees and taxes to them first and claim they have to pay up front to get the inheritance, right? But then you never get an inheritance. So it could go a few routes, right? But the point is, be aware that these are very common inheritance scams. And in the case of this letter, a quick Google search of just a law office name or any of the text in this letter, it actually returns plenty of people receiving the exact same letter, word for word. It's just the only thing swapped out was the last name of who was addressed to and the deceased relative, right? So you get this letter, don't fall for it. It's just a classic example of an inheritance scam. And this one was circulating November 29th, it's dated. All right. Actually, so November 29th, 2024. Yeah, so last year. Just over a year old. Again, we still see reports of this type of scam to this day, so don't fall for it if you're targeted. Inheritance scams. And the last scam that we're going to go over as part of the agenda, before we go over the scam tracking map. This one's I like this one. We did a video about this scam too. This is a mystery shopper or a secret survey gift card scam. But I think it's more familiar name would be a mystery shopper scam. Right. Mystery shopper check scam. And how this works is you receive a letter in the mail. And you've been selected as a secret shopper. You have your first secret survey assignment assigned to you, right? And it tells you to go to the local CVS and the Walgreens and purchase gift cards. And you could earn a $450 commission, right? Now, the thing is, included with the letter is a check, an actual physical check. So you receive this letter in the mail, and inside the envelope is a check for $2,480, right? And the instructions say go to CVS. They want you to purchase $2,000 worth of gift cards. And then you keep the extra $480 for yourself, it says. It instructs you to deposit the check first, but then go shop within 12 to 24 hours, purchase those gift cards, and provide them back to this contact, right? But how the scam works is you deposit the check. You're thinking, okay, the money's that's great. It worked, right? You go, you purchase $2,000 worth of gift cards. You give them to the scammer. Next day, you're sitting easy. You think you made an easy $480. You're all good. But then you get notified by the bank. The check bounced. It was no good. The funds disappeared from your account now. The $2,000 that appeared when you deposited the check, it's gone because it bounced. It got reversed, right? And the $2,000 you purchased the gift cards are gone too because the scammers got them already. And you're beat out of $2,000. And to add insult to injury, the bank hits you with a fee for depositing a bad check. And if it happens to overdraft your account, you get hit with another fee. So talk about getting kicked when you're down. But that's how this mystery shopper scam works. It's a secret survey scam. It's a check scam. Any checks you receive from unknown sources that you weren't expecting, it's going to be a scam, right? And what's going to happen is when you deposit that check, you're either going to activate some kind of loan scam, right, where you got to pay the money back and like crazy interest or something, or like in this case, the check just bounces. It just bounces after a day, and the idea is the scammer right here on the letter, it says, do the shopping within 12 to 24 hours, because the scammer knows once you deposit that check, the time is ticking. Right, the clock is ticking. But that's how the scam works. It tricks you into purchasing gift cards. Again, red flag. Whenever you hear the word gift card, it has to be a red flag in your head. Here's another example. Same type of scam. Right, letter arrives in the mail, includes a check. Again, Walgreens, CVS. This example, the check was for $1,987 and instructs the victim to purchase 3 gift cards. Instead of 4, it says 3. But instead of just saying Walgreens and CVS, this scammer lists a whole bunch of stores you could go to. You don't care where you get the gift cards from. But he wants Apple gift cards. So as long as you purchase Apple gift cards, 3 $500 Apple gift cards, you don't care where you get them from. Walgreens, Best Buy, Target, CVS, Rite Aid, the list goes on. Right, it lists them all here. Whereas the other version of the scam, this person just wants you to go to CVS or Walgreens, but they said you could purchase Apple gift cards, Razer Gold gift cards, Nike gift cards, Steam Wallet gift cards. So this scammer will take a assortment of gift cards as long as you purchase them from CVS or Walgreens. But at the end of the day, they're all the same scam. They both arrived in your mail. The envelope contained a check. You're suddenly claiming that you're a secret shopper or mystery shopper that you never even applied to be. Right, the whole thing's suspicious, and you shouldn't trust it, especially if you get this type of letter in the mail with a check in it. Right, we did a video about this one, and we had quite a few people leave comments confirming they received the same type of letter, same checks. Right, it's a scam. So this one's circulating. Don't fall for it. There we go, right on track. That was a secret shopper scam, and that's the 20 different scams that I promised you we discuss on these live streams. So anybody that came here for those 20 scams, you got those 20 scams. And we're going to be doing it again next week. But we're not done yet. So don't go anywhere. Still time to hit that like button. Still time to give me some reactions. Jump into chat. Leave a comment. Because my favorite part of live stream is going to start momentarily. And what we always do towards the end of these live streams, we go check out the ARP scam tracker map. And we see what scams are being reported throughout the country. What recent scams people are being targeted with. Because it's important, as a community, to spread that information and make people aware. All right. So, the ARP scam tracker map, what you do is you go to scamaware101.com. And, of course, if you haven't signed up for the mailing list yet, while you're there, hit join mailing list, sign up for the mailing list. Hit all our social media pages. Give us a like, a follow, a subscribe. Right? YouTube, Blue Sky X, Facebook, Threads, and Instagram. All right, but when you're there, if you do all that, then click Tools and Software and check out our Tools and Software page. Lots of good stuff on this page too. I'm not going to go over it this evening, but let me just say there's some useful links here that you should definitely check out and use. We have a few affiliate links here. If you're going to purchase antivirus or a VPN, use our link. Right, you get a big discount. We get a little bit of a commission. So, and a bunch of free stuff listed here too. Some reverse image lookup tools that are fun. Some website safety lookup tools. So I'll go check out our online tools and software page a little later on. Any password breaches, things like that. All cool stuff. But if you scroll all the way to the bottom here, we got the link to the ARP scam tracking map, which is what we're going to be looking at right now. For probably about the next 15 minutes or so, we're going to be looking at the scam tracker map, and then we're going to wrap up the live stream. But it's waiting for it to load here. It's going a little slow. And when you first go to the page, it gives you the option to load your zip code to detect your location. If you do that, it'll just show your local scams being reported. I say no, and I just view it for the whole country. Because look, if it's happening at one area of the country, it's probably happening all over the country. All right, so you'll see these scams all here on the first page. The most recent ones are from the 9th. So these reports are only 2 days old. Right, so these are all active scams that were reported 2 days ago, circulating 2 days ago. And let's take a look at a few pages of reports here and see what people are reporting. Sometimes they don't give enough information, or it's not a scam we really talk about, but for most part, they are. And right off the bat, here's one worth talking about. Cryptocurrency scams and fraud. Email saying PayPal was notifying me that $580 was being charged for crypto. The attachment looked unprofessional. I knew it was fishy. There we go. This is a good example of a fake order scam. Very common. You'll get an email. It looks like it's from PayPal. They're saying that there's a charge to your account, whether something's being renewed or crypto was purchased, right? But then it will say, call this number to dispute it. That's another example of a fake order scam trying to trick you into calling scammers, right? If you call a number, they're going to impersonate PayPal, but it's not going to be PayPal. All right, so be aware of that email, and that's just another common version of these fake order scams to try to trick you, into calling customer service to dispute an order that never actually really happened, was never really placed. So that's the first report we see here. Government imposter scam. Oh, cool. Here we go. We talked about this one. This is an arrest warrant scam. This is one of the scams we talked about earlier. And so a person was contacted by phone, told me I had a warrant out for my arrest for missing jury duty. Right? That's exactly what we talked about earlier. And we covered that in our arrest warrant scam video too. So still on point, still relevant. 2 days ago it's being reported by this person here. They said they wanted $4,000 was how much they tried to get from him to not come and arrest him. But it's a scam. They ain't arrested anybody. It's a scammer. So arrest warrant scams. Watch out for it. There we go. We covered that one, and there's a report. Next one, debt-related scam. Let's see what this one says. On Tuesday, I received on my cell phone a text message claiming urgent, unidentified transaction, $499 on my Apple ID was made, advising to investigate immediately and call Apple Care. There we go. Fake order notification, right? That's almost identical except for the amount they claimed was purchased. That text message I showed you, that impersonates Apple. It says there was a charge. And if it wasn't you, call back. Call this number to dispute it. But it's a trick. They're trying to get you to call They call a fake customer support number, and you're actually going to talk to scammers, right? So that's the thing that's dangerous about these fake order scams. There's so many different variations. They could say they're anybody. They could say anything was purchased, right? So as you can see, that's the first 2 out of the first 3 examples were fake order scams. Let's see what this one is. Gift card scams and fraud. All right, let's see what this person's reporting. But so far, it's all relevant, all related to what we covered, right? So we're still on track. We're still, we're not BSing you over here at Scamware 101, right? The stuff we're covering, it's all relevant. It's all active today. These reports that we see on the AARP Scam Tracker map, confirms it. It's important that people be aware of this stuff. Gift card scam warning. All right, we got a lot of detail on this one. What's this? Please be careful when buying any gift cards. There's a major scam happening nationwide, and people don't find out until their money is already gone. How the scam works. Scammers go into stores, take real gift cards off the rack, remove them from the packaging, swap the barcode or the inside card with a fake one, put the package back on the shelf looking brand new. Then when a customer buys it and loads money on it, the money goes, oh, not on the actual card. Interesting. All right, so watch out for that one. I'm getting some reports of video lag in here. I don't know. I'm checking on my I have my phone streaming here on the vertical, and there's no lag. Anybody else let me know how it is? I'm getting more report. Are you looking at the widescreen or vertical version, John? But I guess it don't matter at this point. We're going to be wrapping up about 10 minutes, so let's see what else we got here. Let's probably look at like one more page of results. Maybe one more or 2 more here. We got about 10 more minutes left. So last chance to hit that like button. Give us some reactions. In fact, let me check Facebook and Instagram real quick for any comments. See how we're doing over there. Anybody to reply to over there? No. All right, Johnny says he's on the vertical. I don't know, man. I got the vertical streaming on my phone over here. It's fine. I'm not seeing any pixelation right there. It says it's live, too, so. Weird. Maybe it's that Poconos internet out there. Other scam type. Acted like they were going to cut off my electricity. All right, cool. So this is a scam worth talking about here. We didn't mention it, but it's worth talking about. Utility impersonation scammers, right? They call you up. They impersonate your cable company or your heat or electricity, your water, and they say they're going to cut you off unless you pay. And you know what? We actually see the heating one pick up during this time of year too, because in parts of the country, it's winter, it's cold, and they want people to be like, "Oh, you can't cut off my heat. I'll die. I got to pay this right now, right? I'll freeze. It's supposed to be 30 degrees tonight." So yeah, so anybody calls you up, claim to be with your electricity company. There's a scam where they try to switch you over to another provider too, and you don't realize it. And you end up getting charged like $1,000 the next month. So any calls that come in claim to be a utility company, just like all these other unsolicited requests, you got to hang up and reach out through official channels, right? They can be from your power company. Hang up and call your power company directly. Government imposter scam. An email came in asking my father if he'd opened a number of bank accounts in Maine, Boston, Pennsylvania. Ooh, this one says he lost $5,000. Let's see if it gets some more details. Ooh, she does. Okay. There's a lot to read. I don't know how this is going to go. We'll see how it goes. An email came in asking my father if he'd opened a number of bank accounts in Maine, Boston, Pennsylvania, and if not, to click link. All right, so this is kind of another, it's probably a fake email. He probably really didn't open those accounts, and that was a whole trick to get him to call. He opened the link, and they got a call from Peter Garcia, Department of Treasury. Right, so yeah, he gets a call from the Department of Treasury who let him know that they were worried someone was opening up accounts using identity. To verify his identity, Peter texted my father a picture of himself and his badge. Right, so this kind of goes back to that example where you get that email. It's like, here's my passport. They asked if he did his banking with Bank of America. Father confirmed he did. look, the scammer might already know what bank you're doing business with. So if someone calls you up and they miraculously know this your bank that you're using, it's probably not a miracle. They probably already had data on you. There's probably been a breach, and they already have that information, from a third party you provided it to. And in this case, they knew, oh, you with Bank of America? And he replied yes, but they probably already knew that. It was all part of the scam. They told him they suspected someone at his branch was selling his identity, and they needed to get the money out of the account to safeguard it. Right? There's that narrative that I mentioned a lot. That's how they trick people to withdraw their money. They tell it it's not safe. Someone has access to your account. They're going to steal your money. You got to withdraw it. You got to withdraw it before they do. Right? But it's a scam. And that's what they advised him to do. And then they told him to take cash withdrawals and buy gift cards, instructing him to get hundreds of ways to spend or fun and fabulous gift cards. They're both ultimately one for all cards, which is based out of the UK. So you cannot call easily. Oh, this is such a great report. So you cannot call easily. Oh, where'd it go? Sorry, I lost the line. Which is based out of the UK. So you cannot call easily to report abuse. That's an extra step that usually we haven't talked about, right? Usually they tell you to purchase these gift cards, but now it sounds like these scammers, they specifically told him to purchase UK-based gift cards just to make it that much harder to, to prosecute them or pursue them. My father was instructed to tell anyone questioning the gift card purchases that they were gifts for his grandchildren or needed to get them so he could have cash for a kitchen remodel. That's common too. They tell him, say you're doing remodeling. He did this for 5 days with Peter checking in with him by phone, at least daily, to check in and update him on the investigation. At one point, my father said he started to worry and called Peter back and left a message, and then received word from Peter that my father should never do that again, and that Peter was trying to help him avoid problems and criminal investigation himself. Wow. This is a very detailed report, but this is exactly what they do. Supposedly, after a week of collecting these cards, they would be sending a representative and local law enforcement to his house to collect the actual cards. This is what they do. They'll send couriers now, too. This is worth mentioning as well. They do this now. They'll send couriers. Sometimes they'll purchase an Uber courier, and an Uber driver will pick up the package. After we were able to convince my father this was not legit and he stopped sending gift cards, he received a few more calls from Peter but never answered. All the gift cards have been drained to zero balance. And it says $5,000 for how much? Over $5,000 it says. That's a great report. Wow. I'm going to see if I can screenshot this. Bear with me. I'm just going to screenshot this description real quick because it's very detailed and it includes a lot of information worth keeping. I might share this story on the next live stream too. And that's actually a great report to wrap up on. It gave us so much detail there. I don't think we're going to beat that one tonight. Bear with me 1 sec. I'm just saving that screenshot for my own reference here. This is a great example of, I think they call it the phantom hacker narrative, right? They call you up and they say someone's got access to your identities in your account. He's creating accounts. There's a hacker, right? And they scare the person like this into withdrawing your money and purchasing gift cards like that. Anyway, just saving this example here for future reference. Done. All right. And you know what? That's it. We're going to wrap up this live stream. That was the ARP scam tracker map. Those are some recent reports of common scams. Important to be aware of them, especially now during the holidays. It's scam season, people. So just trying to do our part here. Get the word out. Last chance at that like button. Like, follow, give me some reactions. Leave a comment. Say hi in the chat. Let me know what you thought. Hope you enjoyed the live stream. Hope you learned something. Maybe I just learned something reading some of those reports. Now they're using UK gift card vendors just to make it that much harder. As if the funds weren't hard enough to retrieve already with the gift cards. Now they're using UK companies. So there we go. But anyway, cool. We're still live on Instagram, still live on Facebook, The live streams didn't drop. We're still good on YouTube. I'd say it was a successful night, people. And we got one more live stream left for the year, right? So join us next week on the 18th. I'm pretty sure it's going to be our last live stream for the year. And we're going to be picking it up back in January. Maybe I'll fit a little surprise live stream in between the 18th and the end of the year. We'll see. We'll see. But anyway, thank you everybody for watching. Always appreciate you. Join the mailing list on scamware101.com. Follow us on your favorite social media platforms. Facebook, Threads, Instagram, X, Blue Sky, YouTube. Smash that like button. Hit that super thanks. You want to throw us a couple bucks? Always appreciate that. Don't feel obligated. Sign up for a monthly membership. Help support our mission on purchasing a YouTube membership. And check out our merch store. Just help all little ways you can help support us financially over here. And hey, like I said, I turn around and I put it right back into promoting live stream and trying to get more people here. So spreading awareness, that's the key. I think that's it, everybody. I don't know if I should stick it out for another 3 minutes and hit 3 hours on the dot. I don't think it's that important. I don't know. Let me check the chats one more time. Everybody else good? Anything else anybody else want to talk about before I wrap this up here? Hope to see you all next week. Same time, Thursday, 5:45 p.m. Eastern. Same bat time, same bat channel. And you know what? Let me wrap this up with our theme song for you while I get these live streams shut down. All right, everybody. Thanks again for watching. Appreciate you all. Until next time, stay safe. I'm going to close this out with our theme song. Shout out to Dave. Talk to y'all next week.
Yo, it's Jared in the booth, spitting scammer with truth. They fishing in your inbox, man, they stealing your youth. Phishing emails, got that urgent in the line. Click that link and your bank account's not fine. Fake tech support, they call you at noon. Your PC's infected, yeah, they're singing that tune. Pig butchering scams, fat wallets to slice. Invest in the fake love, but you're paying the price. Scammer World 101, keep your eyes wide open. If the deal seems sweet, man, they're probably hoping. Snatch your cash, then you broke in despair. Stay woke, not equal, man, these crooks don't care. Wrong number text, they pretend they know you. Acting all friendly till they ask for a few. Grandparent scam, your grandson's in jail. Send the bail quick or his freedom might fail. Arrest warrant scam, police are on the line. Pay now or else they're taking your time. Fake order text, your package is delayed. You click that link, boom, your data's displayed. They'll call, they'll text, they'll lie, they'll scheme. Play on your fears or sell you a dream. Be alert, my friend, don't take the bait. A second of caution could change your fate. Pretend they know you, acting all friendly till they ask for a few. Grandparent scam, your grandson's in jail. Send the bail quick or his freedom might fail. Arrest warrant scam, police are on the line. Pay now or else they're taking your time. Fake order text, your package is delayed. You click that link, boom, your data's displayed. They'll call, they'll text, they'll lie, they'll scheme. Play on your fears or sell you a dream. Be alert, my friend, don't take the bait. A second of caution could change your fate.